Radio at AM 940 and online at mywithersradio.com. Rams Baseball is presented by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Banterra Bank. Banking with local style. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored in part by Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to personal banking. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a hospital. Raising the bar. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. Rend Lake College. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Heartland Accounting, All Stars and Stitches, Bean Insurance, Central Christian Church, and People's National Bank. It's time to join Chris Hugo and Danny Zerwinski in the 94 Sports Mobile Studios for Mount Vernon Rams Baseball. The Rend Lake College pregame show starts now.
And good afternoon. We welcome you to Sauget Field here in, you guessed it, Sauget. It's the Mount Vernon Rams on the road in the South 7 Conference Showdown against the Cahokia Comanches. Good afternoon once again. Glad to have you with us here on WMIX online today as well at mywithersradio.com. This is your Rend Lake College pregame show, and at Rend Lake College you can get a quality education and save thousands. See which of the more than 100 degree and certificate programs is right for you at rlc.edu. Chris Hugo with Jeff Crow alongside. Avery Barton is back with us at the Mount Vernon Studios here from Sauget Field. They have a seating capacity of about 1,000. Not going to see quite that many people here this afternoon, but it is a beautiful day for baseball.
Yeah, it's a shame that they don't, because this is a beautiful field, beautiful surroundings, great day, sun shining, nice little breeze. Field looks fantastic, and here we got a big South 7 battle between Cahokia and Mount Vernon. This ought to be a good one here at this beautiful field of Sauget.
Certainly is a beauty. We'll tell you more about it here after the break on the Rend Lake College pregame show. At Rend Lake College, we remind you, there are over 100 degree and certificate programs from which to choose, and of course you can save over thousands. You can save thousands on your collegiate education. Find out how at rlc.edu. We'll take a quick break, come back, talk about this one between the Mount Vernon Rams and the Cahokia Comanches. This is Mount Vernon Baseball on WMIX.
Hello, I'm Morgan. A few months ago, my gynecologist said that I needed surgery, a hysterectomy. I thought for sure I'd have to leave Southern Illinois to have it done, but I was surprised to find out that not only could Good Samaritan Regional Health Center do the surgery, they had one of the nation's most advanced surgical systems. They called it the Da Vinci. It was basically this robot that translated whatever movements the surgeon was making into even tinier, more precise movements. My doc even told me that over 100 of these procedures had been done at Good Samaritan. Well, the surgery went great, and I was out of the hospital in no time. And because I was close to home, my whole family was with me every step of the way. Good Samaritan is my new hospital of choice. And starting in 2013, they'll be opening an all-new regional health center with even more advanced services. It makes me happy to know they'll still be around when my kids have families and need specialized medical care. That means a lot to me.
Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a hospital, raising the bar.
This is Chase Landers with Landers Collision Centers. We've recently settled into our new Mount Vernon location just off Highway 37, 1 mile south of Veterans Memorial Drive. Come visit us good old boys on the south end of town, where we offer only the best in collision repair. Here at Landers, when we write an estimate, we offer to send it directly to your insurance company to speed up the claim process. We can also put you in a rental vehicle while we restore yours. Landers continues to raise the bar and set the standards in the collision repair industry. Lifetime warranties on our repair work and free lifetime detailing ensure that you don't just bring your vehicle to Landers, you become part of our team for life. Our mission is to make sure your vehicle lasts longer with a much higher resale value through quality work using professional finishes. Give us a call to schedule an estimate, a detail, or to schedule your repair. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Call us at 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
For more content, like WMIX Sports on Facebook. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to the Rend Lake College pregame show. At Rend Lake College, you can save thousands on your collegiate education. Find out which degree of specific program is right for you at rlc.edu. Chris Hugo with Jeff Crow alongside. We'll get to know your Central Christian Church banning orders here in just a moment. Of course, incredible things are happening at Central Christian Church in Mount Vernon. You can look no further than their website, thenewscentral.com. Where you can watch their Friday night and Sunday services online. It is thenewscentral.com. Central Christian Church, loving God and loving people. Seating capacity of 1,000, of course, plenty of room to stand at Sauget Field, downtown Sauget. Actually away from the business district, if there is one, so to speak, in Sauget. It consists of Spirit of St. Louis Airport, a couple of nightclubs, and then back along the way is the new GCS ballpark, which, of course, replaced Sauget Field in 2001. The Gateway Grizzlies used to call this home. Sometimes SLU Billikens would play some games here at Sauget Field. Today, the Cahokia Comanches call it home. They come in 4-4 on the year. They are 0-3 in the South 7 Conference. They've lost to Centralia, Carbondale, and
Marion.
There you go. 2 of the 3. Figured that'd be a perfect time to lead you back in. The Rams, of course, 13-4 on the season. They are 3-0 in the South 7 Conference. They, in turn, have defeated Marion, Carbondale, and Alsop, looking to make it 4-0 today against the Cahokia Comanches. Umpire have yet to make their emergence onto the field yet, as we obviously cannot start with the boys in blue, so we will probably get a start time right around on time, as we're about 4:12 right now. 4:30 was the start time with the umpires. Both teams have already taken infield. And, you know, we talked earlier before going to break about just how beautiful this facility is. It has been recently renovated. In fact, I think they painted the walls back to their original color, as they had faded something awful over the past few years. And then some nice sod has been laid down. It's certainly a prime example. If you're going to do sod all across your infield, outfield, and your foul territory areas, they've done it right.
Yes, they did. They've done a great job here, Chris. It's just one of those things you start driving along, and all of a sudden it just appears out of nowhere. A beautiful field. A beautiful field. Great area. I mean, like I said, you can't ask for any better than this. These people have done this up right. As you can tell that the Grizzlies used to be here. It's just the press box is very, very nice. Both these fields look. This field looks fantastic. Teams look great. The only thing of it is, I thought maybe we was going to do like in high school tennis, where you called your own in, out, and all that. We was going to call our own balls and strikes if we don't have the umpires. But I guess that's not going to work. But yeah, in this area for this field, this is well done. And tell you what, it's really a joy to be here in this field, because didn't quite know. First time I've ever been at this field, and pleasantly surprised.
Oh, the past few years I've said, well, I've never been to Cahokia. I have no idea where they play, and only to realize that this is the exact Sauget Field, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I believe the Billikens of St. Louis University would play some games here once in a while. And, of course, my personal history with that program. And knowing a thing or two about Billiken baseball, I have seen this field before. So I mean, it's beautiful. Yeah, I snuck over here a couple of times in high school to catch some games.
Like you said, it's a field where you don't realize. You kept on saying as we're driving here, it's on the right, it's on the right. And I kept looking, and it's like, well, I don't see anything on the right. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, it's almost like I said, like the Field of Dreams. You're driving along, and it just appears. You got cornfields and all kinds of other things. Besides that, you got planes all over the place. Spirit of St. Louis Airport's going strong today. Good to see the people making their way in and out, being safe. But this is absolutely great. Hopefully we're going to see a baseball game that is as nice as what this field is.
I think we're in for a good one here today. A much improved Comanche team. They have a couple of wins this season over a new. Hey, that's what that is. Like, what is that noise? My phone's going off. My apologies. Lost my train of thought there for a moment, but they do possess a couple of wins over a new Christian academy in Collinsville. A win over Dupo as well. And then there's another win somewhere in there. I'd have to go back and look. I know they played the Christian Academy out of Collinsville a couple of times. 2 of their wins coming from that. But then they've lost 3 South 7 schools and then another loss on their schedule as well throughout this season. But it's a Cahokia team that no longer coming into games over 500 on the year, looking to crack that 500 mark against the Mount Vernon Rams, who come in with back-to-back losses. They lost last Friday on Good Friday at Belleville East, 7-2, coming off the heels of a come-from-behind loss, I guess you could say, on the road at the Scuda, losing that one 6-4. They were ahead 3-0. Bottom of the 5th, the wheels kind of came off the bus. The Scuda scored 6 runs. Rams were able to score another one in the 7th, but it ultimately would not be enough. So they go from 13-2 a week ago to 13-4 here this afternoon. Bright side is they're undefeated in the South 7 Conference, looking to bring home another conference crown here in 2012.
That's the big key, Chris. I mean, you hate to see any losses, but if you're going to have a loss, you want to go against a non-conference team. That's what these Mount Vernon Rams have done. They've made it. They've like I said, 3-0 so far in the South 7, have fallen to one very good team. The other one, they're a good team also. So it's just one of those fluke things that happens that come up and it bites you where they end up losing. But overall, Mount Vernon Rams playing very, very good. Looking to hopefully continue on with this and maybe pull out another conference championship. As far as Cahokia, we talked about those. This is a team that is scary. They've got enough talent, enough athletic ability. Once they get things rolling their way, they could be a team you could look to really make a noise in the South 7. They're starting to do it. Like you said, it's a team where you come in, used to be winless. Now they come in 4-4 overall. Hey, one of these times you go see a Cahokia team come in, and they're going to come out and be a very, very strong force.
Of course, at Ridley College, you get a quality education and save thousands. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. Ridley College, it's time. And, of course, the Comanches got a South Silver Conference victory last year over the Centralia Orphans. Played the Orphans tough to start on the road at Sprayfield in Centralia. Ultimately, the Orphans pulled away in that one, but this is a team that, as we've said, when they finally get it together, are going to be a force in the South 7 Conference, as some of these playing fields have been leveled. Mount Vernon Rams 13-4 on the year, 3-0 in the South 7 Conference. Told you about some of their losses back-to-back over the past week or so. Trying to get it together. They had a doubleheader originally scheduled for Saturday against the St. Anthony Bulldogs from Effingham. That doubleheader is no more. Of course, St. Anthony had to call and cancel that doubleheader on Saturday. Now the Rams pick up the Harrisburg Bulldogs. That game will be at noon. We'll have an 11:45 pregame here on WMIX. We'll also be online, of course, at mywithersradio.com. The Rams will still travel to Harrisburg now, as that is now an away game on May the 3rd, a Thursday. If you're looking at your schedule, it was originally supposed to be against Cahokia at home. That game is now on Wednesday, May the 2nd. So Wednesday, May the 2nd will be the Cahokia game at home, on the road at Harrisburg on Thursday, May the 3rd, and now Harrisburg comes to Mount Vernon on Saturday instead of the doubleheader against St. Anthony, as St. Anthony did have to cancel. Not sure the reasoning or the rationale behind that, but those games are off. And, of course, it'll be a busy coverage week for you next week as well here on WMIX. We'll run down that throughout the day. Of course, you can always find daily schedules on our Facebook page, facebook.com/WMIX Sports. We tweeted the picture of the facility here as well on our Twitter, twitter.com/94 Sports, or if you actually are on Twitter, you can follow us at 94 Sports. So we also posted the batting order today for the Mount Vernon Rams. We need to get to know the Mount Vernon Rams courtesy of Central Christian Church. Jeff Crow, let's meet the Mount Vernon Rams batting order.
Okay, Chris. Starting off, playing shortstop will be Zach Jones, batting in the second slot, and playing out in center field is Landon Thomas. Playing third base, batting third is Zane Zonders. Behind the plate, doing the catching duties today will be Grant Garrett. DHing today will be Colin Young. Playing first and batting in the next slot will be Trevor Flota. Playing playing second base as I get my legs underneath me. Matthew Williams. Batting in the eighth slot and playing out in left field will be Clayton Reeves. And out in right field and batting ninth will be Josh Gately. And like you said, on the hill today will be none other than Mr. Jay Bird himself. Jared
Bird always throws you off. You start to say Jay Bird, you forget the first name.
Yeah, Jared Anthus will be on the mound today.
Yes, he will. He is looking to improve his personal mark on this season, as I believe he is 4-0 coming into today's action. Last action he saw was a complete game shutout with 7 strikeouts over the Carbondale Terriers. That was 1 week ago today. 3-0 was your final in that one. And the Rams swept the South Central Conference last week in action. Of course, 2 games, Marion and Carbondale respectively won 2-1, 2-0, 3-0 respectively against those 2 conference schools. Next conference game for the Rams will be on Tuesday as they travel to Centralia to take on the Orphans. And next Thursday, I believe the schedule resets and the Altop Crusaders come back for a rematch that took place just a couple of weeks ago. Next week's schedule is a busy one as well here on WMIX. We ran down the rest of this week. We're off tomorrow. Saturday, it's a single game as the Rams baseball team will battle the Harrisburg Bulldogs, 11:45. Your pregame. Lady Rams softball will be on the air, just won't be on WMIX as they travel to Nashville. 10:45 pregame, I believe, on V1047 and V1047.com. And on Tuesday, Rams baseball will be at Centralia. That'll be here on WMIX. Wednesday, Rams baseball at Central as they take on the Cougars. Althoff comes to town on Thursday the 19th, off the 20th. And then to answer a question you had a moment ago, WMIX will be back over here on Monday the 23rd as they take on the Alton Redbirds at GCS Park right here at Sauget.
It's always a good time being over at GCS Ballpark. Basically,
good food.
Have good food, and let us also let let these guys have the run of the ballpark, which is a little scary at times.
Sometimes not the best interest of the ballpark itself, but we always get in and get out unscathed. Tend to leave it the way we found it. Or the way Quinn McClure finds it.
Oh.
He's usually up there running the music before we even get there, and we are early risers in terms of getting to games in an early manner. Of course, Metro Central Christian Church batting orders will meet the Cahokia Comanches when it comes their time in the bottom half of the first inning. Defensively for Cahokia, it'll be Grant Rivers Davis from left to right in the outfield. Backing up the pitcher, E.J. Powers, will be Jackson, Red, Fridge, and Nicholson. Goalie will be Ketchy, the pitcher. Here on a beautiful Thursday afternoon, sunny skies, 63 degrees is your temperature. Winds out of the south-southeast at times will be up to 9 miles per hour during the course of the action here today. No flag to discern whether that's going to be blowing in or out. Here from Sauget Field, again, the Gateway Grizzlies of the Frontier League played here, called this home, if I'm not mistaken, up until about the earlier part. Well, no longer this decade. Wow, I'm stuck in a time warp. First part of the millennium, as they moved to what was then GMC Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Now GCS, of course, the naming rights have changed over the course of the years. I say that. I think it was originally I-255 Stadium, or it was there at some point, maybe between naming rights. Rams will be there on April the 23rd against the Alton Redbirds. Of course, the always traditional 4 o'clock JV start, followed by 6 o'clock varsity start. Will be on Monday the 23rd. But a lot of coverage in the meantime. If you want to see our broadcast schedule, as well as schedules involving our teams of Alfred Rams and Lady Rams on other stations, you can go to mywithersradio.com, the WMIX website, and you can click on our sports tab and find the broadcast schedule, even the St. Louis Cardinals schedule. As far as the pregame and whatnot, it's WMIX FM as your home for the St. Louis Cardinals. As we're about to get started here sooner rather than later.
Hey, you might have to go back to the early days when we started doing games, Chris. When we did Lady Rams games, you had to go back to your other duty besides calling the action. Scoreboard? You may have to run scoreboard.
You know what? I almost asked and volunteered before it started. But sat over here away from it.
Oh,
I think we got it covered.
I think we do. I think
There
we
we
got
go.
it covered now. We got
nice crowd from Mount Vernon under the circumstances. Long drive to get here, of course, with the 4:30 start time, as it is anywhere in the Metro East. 1, 2, 3, double digits.
looking like a.
If you don't come over here, you're missing out. I love this place.
Like I said, first time I've ever been here. This is very, very nice. I can't say enough about it.
Snuck over here a couple of times in high school for other things. And of course, my mom happens to be listening. She's just now finding out about that for the first time. But hey, you know what? That happens.
Hey, there's things like that, but as long as they don't find out when it happens, if they find out later, there's really not much they can do.
And if you are my mom and happen to be listening, feel free to go like WMIX Sports on Facebook, because I don't believe you have.
Oh, my. She has not yet?
Oh.
Oh.
That's my knowledge, and I may have just overlooked it. That's okay.
We're at that little talk. I figured she'd be one of the first ones.
And she may have been. I can't go. There's a part of it cut off, so I can't see beyond a certain point, because we're up to enough lights now. However, we're about to get started. Finally. Still early, though. It's about 4:24. A couple of warm-up pitches for the right-hander, E.J. Powers. Earlier, warming up in the bullpen, it was Jared Antis for the Rams as Bird will look to put his 4-0 mark on the line, looking for 5-0 here this afternoon at Cahokia. These two teams will battle again on Wednesday, May the 2nd. As for some reason, that game had to be postponed. Rescheduled, I should say, not postponed, because they're going to play it a day earlier, but I believe an honors program or something to that effect or that ilk over here at Cahokia that day. So the Rams will travel to Harrisburg, assuming that, there's some rain in the forecast sometime between now and then, because otherwise, Rams are going to be over their limit, as we have not had any rain out yet this year, knock on wood. So it's going to come time where the Rams are probably going to take some games off the schedule and cancel with some non-conference opponents to avoid going over the limit.
There's a reason why you have to schedule this many games, and that's because you always run into all the rain outs and different things. So you have to schedule a lot to hopefully get at least your limit in. And to say that you have to cancel some games, you really don't want to, but it just goes to show just how good this baseball season has been weather-wise.
I was called Steve Morris. It seemed like he always had 80 games on the schedule, and just to make sure they got their 35 in.
And just like the one for this Saturday with St. Anthony canceling and the Athletic,
I'm sure what their deal is,
and Tim Holloway get together, and Ben will pick up the game. It just goes to show just how good they are as far as the little iffy slot.
That's we are about ready to get started. 4:26 now. First pitch will probably come about 4:27. As it's Jones, Thomas Saunders are going to start at top of the first. The lefty Zach Jones will stand in against E.J. Powers. First pitch of the game. Ooh. Just missed outside the left-hander. It's 1-0. Here to Jones as your first pitch does come at 4:26. About 4 minutes early on the start. Glad to have you with us on WMIX and online at MyWeathersRadio.com. It's a 1-0 quickly. Turns into a base hit up the right side of the infield for a leadoff single for Zach.
Nice job by Zach Jones leading off. We all know about his speed, able to make contact there. He just made a nice little shot right between first and second baseman for a leadoff single.
Brings up another lefty in the form of Landon Thomas. 1 on, nobody out, top of first. No score, obviously. It's just away from Sauget Field. Home of the Cahokia Comanches. Now the stretch comes the right-hander. Misses the low and no. Ooh, right blown away. It's 0-1. A little on the low side. I guess it just wasn't that low. The big LT, see if he can't get things started here for these Rams. Let's move the base runners around. Thomas will stand back in, down the count. No balls, 1 strike. Runner on first base, no outs, top of the first. Next one's on the way. It's going to be a ground ball. Nice stop. Bridge was able to get behind it, rather, or was able to make the stop. Looks like he lost sight of it there for a moment. Unable to make a play. And that'll put 2 aboard here for the Rams as Zane Zonders stands in with an RBI chance. Runners on first and second, no outs, top 1. As the Rams are going to try to jump on the Comanches early here, Zonders will stand in the box. Right-handed Zonders will be the first right-handed batter for E.J. Powers. We'll see how he reacts with the runner behind him. Lansby towards second base, he'll deliver home. Zonders is going to power that one foul behind us, and it's nothing in 1.
Almost had that one, Chris. He reached up for it, and it just out of the reach.
I think he needed a net. Not a net, but a net.
A net?
I don't know if anybody named a net could have helped you. No, not a net.
No. Long-handle fishing net. We catch a big bass.
There you go. Sounds like a plan.
That's a good plan.
0-1 to Zonders. 2 on, nobody out, top of the first. Powers looks back. He'll fire inside. Evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lead off the season with the Banterra Bank free checking account. Banterra Bank. Banking with local style. Member FDIC. They're the official voice of Rams Athletics here on WMIX and MyWeathersRadio.com. The 1-1 pending at the moment. Here it comes as a delivery. Zonders will send that foul behind us again. 1-2.
Just not quite connected with it. Foul 2 away. Runners are going on the pitch. See what Zane can do here. Making some good connection. Let's get another base hit. Let's keep this rolling.
I didn't get a good look at who's on foul ball duty.
I didn't see.
We'll check on the way back. They will make a move to second base. That'll get away. The center fielder unable to back up on the play, and both runners will advance. It'll be second and third with a 1-2 count on Zonders and nobody out in the top of the first inning.
Nice move there to second base. They caught him off the bag just a little bit, but ball was up in his. He let go of it too early. It floated, got over the fielder's head. Of course, both runners do advance.
Mother Bird starts walking towards this way as they sit off in their usual seats off in the distance to watch Jay Bird pitch. He'll come out in the bottom half of the first inning for the Rams pitching staff. 1-2 the count now on Zonders with 2 on and nobody out. Goes high that time. Zonders elects not to chase, and it's 2-2.
One thing about Mama Jay Bird is whenever he's pitching, she will log about 5 miles.
She's a pacer. 2-2 the count. Nobody out, 2 on here for the Rams, top of the first. Inside to Zonders, counts full.
I don't believe she's an Indiana pacer.
Might not be.
No.
Or an AFC.
AFC pacer.
Long before my time.
Bring back the days of the ever faithful fishbowl.
Oh, Tyler Ellis had to go retrieve the foul balls. That's what you get to do on an off day. Here comes the full count offering. It's inside to Zonders. He'll take his base, and that'll load the bases now. For Grant Garrett with nobody out in the top half of the first inning.
That's another guy who's had a very good season so far, Tyler Ellis. Time I've watched him play, he was pitching and did a fantastic job on the hill.
Rams pitching staff's done a nice job this season, 13-4 on the year. And just when he comes out in the bottom half of the inning, he'll put that 4-0 mark on the line. Right now the bases are loaded for Grant Garrett. Has a couple of home runs on the year, none of them are the Grand Slam variety. And he'll take a first pitch strike on the outside corner. It's nothing in 1 to G squared, as they call it. Kids these days seem to be deviating away from calling people anything hyphen money. That's G money. Would seem like a logical choice there, or GG, or something along those lines, as he will send one for a ride into center field. Retreating into center fielder. Rivers unable to make the grab. That'll bring a couple home. Around the score is Jones. To follow is Thomas. That'll be a 2 RBI double by Grant Garrett. The Rams take an early 2-0 lead over Cahokia.
What a great shot there by Grant Garrett. He held back just long enough and sent that one off to center field. Center field made a nice effort at it. Couldn't quite catch up with us, but as that ball was tailing away to the right.
I'll say Rivers took a great angle on it. Gave it a great chase, but as you said, tailed away. And ends up as a 2 RBI double for Grant Garrett. Colin Young, the designated hitter, coming up. Trevor Flota now on deck for the Rams. On top 2-0 with nobody out. Runners in scoring position. As I believe Tyler Ellis will serve as the courtesy runner. So he runs to get the foul balls, and he'll now run for Grant Garrett. And that's inside to Young. That'll flip him on the pants, and the bases are loaded again.
It's loaded. Gets grazed along the leg as the ball comes in. A little tight. See if Mr. Flota.
They call him T-Flow. Trevor Flota will stand in with the bases loaded. Nobody out. Top half of the first inning. A 2-0 ball game. Rams looking to add to the lead. Flota will take low and away for a strike. 0-1.
He looked to me like he was trying to position himself behind the 3-point line.
Oh, might be looking for 3 runs batted in here. Who knows? He can get one into the gap. 312 down the line, 364 in the gaps, 390 straightaway center. Takes a pitch inside this time for strike 2. 0-2 here to Flota. Banterra's online banking is convenient, efficient, and best of all, it's safe. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. Bases loaded. 0-2 count on Flota. 2. Nobody out here in the first. That's going to tail away. Pretty low to Trevor. It's 1-2.
Nice little base hit here. Should score 2, Chris. Still to increase his lead to Mount Vernon Scott.
If you're as baffled as I am, that's bases loaded. Nobody out. A 1-2 count now on Flota. 2-0 your score. Rams on top 1. That'll be high to Flota. High inside. Count evens itself. 2 balls, 2 strikes with Matty Williams to follow in the on-deck circle. Also Reeves and Gately, barring any type of double play or anything like that. Here, top of the first inning. Glad to have you with us. WMIX Mount Vernon, a free service from Withers Broadcasting, as we have eclipsed the bottom of the hour. 2-2 is on its way. Flota will reach for it, pop it up left side of the infield. It might escape. Red gives chase. Will pull off the second baseman, 1 away.
Nice move there by the shortstop. He ranged back, able to pull that one in. What a great play by the shortstop for Cahokia for the first out.
As I'm watching Fulkerson warm up Anthus before we head to the bottom half of the first inning. Bases are loaded, 1 out for Matthew Williams. Pitch is going to miss high. It should be 1-0.
Hate to say, with those 2 guys, Chris, Fulkerson and Anthus, if you was out there, they could play keep away with about anybody.
There's some lanky hide out there. 1-0 is the count to Williams. Bases loaded, 1 out. He will send one for a base hit left center field. Could score a couple. Grant will come up with a throw to his relay man, the shortstop Red, and then coming in to score is Tyler Ellis. It's 4-0 Mount Vernon.
Nice little hit there by Mr. Williams. Gets a couple RBIs for his benefit.
Goes down as an RBI single. Rams on top 4-0. That'll bring up Clayton Reeves returning to the Ram lineup this afternoon. Out in the left field today. 1 out. Runners on first and second, top 1. A 4-0 Ram lead. DJ Powers will step off of the rubber, take a step back, take a look at the situation, now get back on as we await the first pitch to Clayton Reeves. Right-handed bat. Rams start off with 2 lefties. And 7 right-handers throughout the rest of the lineup. Reeves will show bunt, capable of getting himself on. The runners are going. Saunders looks like he might have been discombobulated on the play, or excuse me. Young looks like he might have been a little discombobulated on the play, and won't even get a chance to slide. Tagged out. The second out of the inning here at the top of the first. It leaves a runner on second base as Williams is able to advance. Interesting.
I guess what Tim was sort of asking. So you need to get down with those, get down on those, slide in, make it a little bit tougher for him to try to tag it.
He just didn't get the jump that he thought he had, and as a result, ended up holding him at third base, tagged out for the second out. Runner on second, here comes to Reeves. He'll take inside. 2-1 count on the right-handed Reeves. Clayton, of course, a quarterback for Jared Shaner. Saw some time as reserve this past basketball season for Scott Gamber. Now left fielder today for Tim Holloway. And he'll swing and miss through the 2-1. The count evens itself back at 2-2. On deck is Josh Gately. Batter away from having batted around here in the top of the first. A 4-0 ball game. Rams on top. Cahokia will get their say in the bottom half of this first inning. 2-2. We wait for it. Here it comes. Full boat as it misses high. Clayton Reeves.
Clayton be sitting back on this one, making sure the pitch is in. Not going to swing at anything bad. Just try to keep this top half of the inning going.
Powers looks back towards second. He'll come inside this time. Not sure if it hit. Won't matter. Clayton Reeves will take his base. Puts runners on first and second with 2 outs as the Rams will have batted around to the first. It brings up Josh Gately.
Josh Gately got an opportunity here with the runner at second to increase his lead.
He's played well since emerging into the Ram lineup about a couple of weeks ago. See what he gets on the first pitch. Takes it low and away. Good stop by the catcher. It's 1-0 to Gately. No scores to speak of just yet here on the Tony Wilt scoreboard update. Tony Wilt brings you the scoreboard updates, obviously. That's why we reference it as such. You can find Tony online at TonyWilt.com or in his office at 42nd South Water Tower. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. 1-0 is high to Gately. 2 balls, no strikes. With 2 outs and runners on first and second, top half of the first inning. It's a 4-0 ball game. Lay back and take it in.
How's that red Jeep doing?
If it's out there, stop in. Tony and low to me with it. 2-0's coming. Ooh. This is high, 3-0.
Sitting back on this one.
Might have been hard not to ring that up as a strike.
Yeah, that was really close. One of those borderline pitches. Bring it in the
nice. I like that.
Bit.
Catcher goalie will bring in his left fielder. Captain in the infield. 3-0's coming. Gately will pull back on the bunt. Take a strike on the outside corner. It's 3-1. That's a good pitch that time by E.J. Powers. Just located it right across the outside of the plate to the right-handed bat. It's the obligatory 3-1. 2 gone. Runners on first and second. Top 1. Still a 4-0 Ram lead as they look to add here. Gately will get a piece of one. Sixes is short. Great stop by Rad over to second base for the out. And that'll do it for the Rams here in the first. They strand 2, but score 4. It's 4-0 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Here's Jeff Schmidt for Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon.
The Cruze and the Equinox continues to be very hot sellers for us. The Malibu's doing well. The Malibu is 32 miles per gallon. It's a great sized vehicle. It's a good looking car. We do really well with the Malibu. Right now they have $2,500 rebate, $500 if you own a GM vehicle, 99 or newer. So the incentives are really strong.
Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
More baseball action ahead on WMIX and MyWithersRadio.com.
And we welcome you back to Rams Baseball. Into the home half of the first, 4-0 Mount Vernon. We need to meet the Cahokia batting order, courtesy of Central Christian Church.
Batting first for Cahokia will be C.J. Rivers. Batting in the second slot, Darius Fridge. Third, Waylon Red. Fourth will be Tim Nicholson. In the fifth slot, Vincent Jackson. It'll be E.J. Grant, E.J. Powers, Frank Gully, and rounding out will be Stacy Davis.
First pitch from Anthus will go low and away to Rivers. 1-0 Rivers. Fridge and Red will start us off. Rams defense. We'll get to know them here in just a moment. Of course, Central Christian Church, loving God and loving people, brings you the batting orders every time out. As we catch the outside corner, left-handed batter Rivers. 1 ball, 1 strike behind the plate as Grant Garrett had to think there for a moment whose turn it was. Almost never write down the position sometimes on the Ram lineup, so I usually know who they are. Come back to the Bird. He'll throw across to Flota for the out. 1-3 will retire Rivers. Garrett's the catcher behind Anthus today from third to first. Saunders, Jones, Williams, Flota. Behind them in the outfield, left to right, it is Reeves, Thomas, and Gately for the Mount Vernon Rams. It'll be a right-hander this time, Darius Fridge, who steps in with nobody on and one out in the bottom half of the first inning. Rams are on top 4-0. If you can't get to the bank during the stretch, don't worry. You can bank in the stands. Banterra cell phone banking. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Well located again from Anthus on the outside corner, this time to Darius Fridge. The count is 0-1.
Something you see Jared Anthus do a lot, and that's work the outside edges. He does a great job at that.
See what happens here on 0-1. Goes outside, chasing his Fridge, 0-2. Something you can't do with Jared. You can't chase on those pitches.
Tell you what, the improvement that Jared's done from the time we watched him as a sophomore till now, he's improved immensely.
Good waste pitch that time, low and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes, rather. Darius Fridge with Red to follow here in the home half of the first inning. A 4-0 Ram lead on the road at Sauget Field. Looks like Sauget when you see it on Twitter. You can check it out at 94 Sports. The 1-2 coming, swung on a miss. First strikeout of the afternoon for Anthus, and now they'll bring up Red.
I always thought it was, maybe Saget.
Not Bob. I follow him on Twitter.
You do?
Yeah, it's not necessarily family friendly, so watch out.
Okay. That's hard to believe.
Not now. Red will stand in, and he will line one towards the gap in right center field for the base hit. Around first, headed towards second base. Gately will get there. This could be a triple or more. Fires it in. There is the relay to Zach Jones, and that'll be a 2-out triple by Red.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Nice hit. Of course, the speed he's got, that got all the way to the fence. And you watched him round first, you knew that he had third base in mind. As Mount Vernon got out there to as quick as they could. But now here's Cahokia with a chance to put a run across.
RBI chance for lefty Nicholson. Here comes the first pitch inside corner for strike one. So falls behind early, 0-1. And this, of course, along with Brock Fulkerson, your Rams of the week last week, presented by Community First Bank. Who will be your player of the game today? Find out in the Bean Insurance postgame show. 0-1 is in round. In the dirt, good stop by Garrett. 1 ball, 1 strike. Suppose I should tell you about ComFirst. If you're tired of big corporate banking, you have a choice in Jefferson County. Community First Bank is at home at Nix, Ina, Woodlawn, and Mount Vernon. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, lefty Nicholson, waving around. Here comes the next one. The 1-1 gives way to 1-2.
Mr. Nicholson's a well-put-together young lad.
You can say that again.
Don't let him get those arms extended. I think he could probably give this ball a ride.
1-2 coming. Outside corner, and that'll get it out of the inning. Cahokia gets a triple with 2 outs, but can't bring them home. We head to the top of the second, 4-0 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
How do you spend your Saturday mornings? Wake up, grab coffee, get something to eat? Why not add a little WMIX Saturday Sports Show to your Saturday? From 8:08 until 10 o'clock, we have guests, discussion, and fun involving the regional sports topics that matter to you. It's the pick-me-up you need to start your morning off right. It's the Saturday Sports Show every single week on WMIX AM 940 and online at mywithersradio.com. Presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. Back to Rams Baseball, powered by Banterra Bank.
And we welcome you back. Rams Baseball on the road at Cahokia. Make that Sauget, home of the Comanches. Of course, I have it.
It
Beautiful field. Passing the roadway, said we're in the city limits of Sauget. The Comanches call this home, and a beautiful home for Comanche baseball. The Rams on top 4-0. Top of the order coming at you, top of the second inning. Libby Jones, Thomas, and Zane Saunders. See what I need to tell you. I need to tell you about Banterra Bank, just to be on the safe side. Of course, I bet you not bank on the away team. Thanks to the locals. Banterra, locally owned and operated. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC.
Good people there at Banterra Bank.
Noted. Lovely pet down there on the third base side.
Oh, yeah.
Met a good dog at Mascouty the other day. Here comes the first pitch to Jones. He'll foul it off, 0-1. His name escapes me at the moment. Bentley. Part Shih Tzu, part Poodle.
Oh, wow. What a
In the interest of not making a mistake on the nickname of that type of breed, we'll give you the full. 0-1 to Jones. Here it comes. Gets away. Looks like it bounced off the plate. It'll be 1 ball, 1 strike here to Zach. He singled and scored back in the first.
Of course, another friend of the broadcast. Mr. How's Ballpark?
Ballpark is listening at home right now. He's doing all right with Daisy and Baxter in their room. Actually, I don't know if they're listening to me or listening to their mother, as that was, didn't see the initial call. Thought it might have been strike. It looked like it could have been a strike. And it misses. 2-1.
Yep. He said he checked it. He held back, claimed that was a ball. Cahokia coach is going to ask him about it a little bit. As they look down to the first base, and he will say, nope, that was a ball.
So they appeal, and all for naught. 2-1 is the count. There's nobody on and nobody out. Obviously, Jones getting us started here in the top half of the second inning. A 4-0 ball game if you're just joining us. Also, if you're expecting the 94 news at 5, you'll flip over to 94.1 FM today. 2-1 coming. So on a miss, now it's 2-2.
Last time up, Zach's first pitch to him was a ball, and then he took the next one out to right field for a hit.
See what we get here on the 2-2. On the way, Jones gets a piece of it, but high into right center field. Rivers will get underneath it, make the grab, 1 away. Second Chance Auto also helps present Rams Athletics on WMIX, normally our halftime show sponsor, but as we tell everybody, don't know where we're going to fit that in baseball. So, of course, Second Chance Auto, your home for the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles, priced at $10,000 in one location. Also, your home for bank rate financing for everyone. Second Chance Auto, proud supporters of the Rams. On Route 142 East in Mount Vernon, Thomas will show bump and he'll butt it foul in the air. 0-1.
One of the areas of the game that you like to see people do well at is the bunt.
Two things. There's one thing that frustrates me in baseball to no end, and that is they pop up off of a bunt. It's a lot like not getting a shot off before the end of the quarter of basketball. 0-1 coming. This is high and away. Should be 1-1.
And you think there should be no way that could happen.
I understand how it does. It doesn't, unless it's by strategy. That's one of my basketball pet peeves. Of course, matching my baseball pet peeves. Don't really have any in football, to my knowledge. We'll find out next season. 1-1's coming. Oh, catches the outside corner, 1-2.
I don't know if you really got one in football, from what I've heard.
Well, who knows? Rams football returns to the airwaves, AM 940, on Friday, August or something, against Rochester. Here comes the next one. It's 2-2. It's either the 24th or the 28th, it's somewhere in that neighborhood, somewhere in that ballpark. As Rochester, according to what I have, will make the trek to J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. So the Rams have 2 state finalists bookending their football schedule. 2-2 coming. Thomas gets a piece of it to the second base side. Frazier will pick it up, throw over across. Nicholson, 2 away.
Nice. Range over, field, go to second. Excuse me, go to first for the second out of the game. Possibly, you got through this first inning with the Rams 4-4.
Saunders will stand in, take a first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. So 1-0 to Zane. He walked and scored his last time up in a 4-run inning for the Rams on top here in the top of the second by a score of 4-0 over the Comanches on the road at Sauget Field. As Powers will get set out of the windup, here he comes. It's going to be fouled back. Count is even to Saunders, 1-1. You can follow us on Twitter at 94sports, or you can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/WMIX Sports, or do none of the above. Just simply meander around on the Internet by going to twitter.com/94sports and facebook.com/WMIX Sports, because not everybody's a fan of the social media. As the next pitch misses high, 2-1, Saunders gets back out in front of the count.
That would be August the 24th.
I say it's on our video streaming. Yes, side-eyed page. I couldn't remember what I put or when. It's been a while ago. 2-1 coming. That's going to be Pops' foul. Should escape the backstop. Clear behind us here on the asphalt. It's going to be a tough play off of a hop on the asphalt, but it'll be made. It's 2-2.
Is there any rumor? I mean, is just a rumor? Is Robinson supposed to be pretty good at football?
I don't know about Rochester's supposed to be pretty
good. Right, yeah, Rochester. Yeah, one of those two. Somebody. Starts with an R. Got an O and a CH.
There's no CH in Robinson. I can tell you
there
that.
There is in mine.
There you go. Must be the German spelling. 2-2's coming. Fouled off. It'll stay 2-2. 2 gone. Nobody aboard here in the second. It's a 4-0 ball game.
That was off the top of the restrooms over there.
Was it really? Yeah. Look out. Off a wand. Those aren't wands, so those are permanent. I'll explain that later. 2-2's coming. Man, want to miss. Honest got in front of it. He'll take the stroll down to first base and throw from the catcher inside. So the Rams will go 1-2-3 here in the second. We are through 1.5. Same score, 4-0 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
Are you tired of being charged unnecessary fees by other banks in our area? Hi, this is Melody True at People's National Bank. With our customer-friendly products such as free checking, Saluki checking, Visa check cards, online banking, bill pay, and much more, People's National Bank is proud to offer our customers the products they deserve. Stop by one of our People's National Bank locations or visit us online at peoplesnationalbank.com and see what banking with a family-owned community bank is all about. People's National Bank. Member FDIC. Non-usage fees may apply.
It happens every spring. You need a great quality vehicle. That's where Second Chance Auto comes in. Family owned for the past 32 years. Second Chance Auto has been the cure for spring new car fever. No one has a better selection of vehicles priced under $10,000. Almost all their vehicles come with a generous 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty. There are no dock fees, no shipping fees, and no processing fees like those new car dealerships. Just low prices. Second Chance Auto. Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Call 244-4582. Second Chance Auto.
This is Mike Reese. You're listening to the Rams on WMIX.
Thank you, Michael. As we head to the home half of the second inning, 5, 6, 7 coming. For the Comanches, Rams on top 4-0. As Jared Anthus comes out for another inning of work. Has allowed just one hit thus far. That was a triple. So Red back in the first. Anthus will walk a lot of guys. I hope I haven't jinxed him just now, but you won't see Jared walk a lot of batters. That's a very low whip this season. Very low earned run average. Seen him put that all on the line today against the Comanches as we head to the top. Let's do it home games. Yeah, bottom of the second inning. Jackson, Grant, Powers to come. Jackson will get us started. Fouls one off, sliced the foul first base side. It'll be 0-1.
Could it be? Oh, yeah, look at this. We got.
Sometimes you got to do your duty when called. That has to be one of those times. The 0-1's coming. Went off speed that time. Pulled the batter Jackson 0-2.
Who's going to get to it first?
The old scoop to Mr. Holt. Goes outside that time. Jackson chases, and that'll be strikeout number 3 today for Mr. Anthus. Tony Wilton, State Farm Insurance, bringing you the scoreboard updates all season long. Here on WMIX and MyWithersRadio.com. I'll get on the Twitterverse and see what we have for you. I should have checked the schedule on our Facebook page before I left to see what we had. I neglected to do that. Here it comes. On miss, chasing an inside pitch to E.J. Grant, and it's 0-1. Hours to follow.
You're a busy person. You have a place to go, people to see.
Or at least make it look that way.
Do a good job.
Here comes. Swung on a miss, inside low. 0-2 now to the batter, Grant.
With the odds of Jay Bird going inside again.
Hey, I got a score.
All right.
He might. Continue to get away with it. Might as well exploit it. Matt Garza had a pretty good outing today for the Chicago Cubs. Here comes 0-2. He'll reach out the outside pitch that time, keeping it honest. That'll be a 4th strikeout today for Anthus. Matt Garza went 8 2/3, only allowed the 3 hits, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts in a shutout. As the Cubs defeated the Brewers 8-0. You heard that on our sister station, Wish FM 98.9. A scoreboard update presented by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. For all your insurance and financial service needs, see Tony in Mount Vernon or worldwide at TonyWilt.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And it's inside low to Powers. As pitcher meets pitcher. It's 1 ball, no strikes. 2 out, nobody aboard here in the second. Still a 4-0 Ram lead.
Don't go to his power.
There you go. He has multiple. Here comes the 1-0. Foul tip. 1-1.
That is pluralized, isn't it?
That's like former Cardinal Ted Power.
Austin. He's plural, too, though. Yeah, he's Austin.
1-1's coming. Going to be sent towards shallow left, and the shortstop Jones will make the play. 1-2-3 go the Comanches here in the second. Still 4-0 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball on WMIX.
My brother Paul was a real Renaissance man, a big city ER doctor, an outdoorsman, and always the smartest person in the room. When he was killed in a deer vehicle collision, I thought it was a freak accident. But I was wrong.
Each year, deer vehicle crashes cause death, damages, and injuries. And about 1 in every 100 drivers is likely to have a collision with a deer. For tips to avoid hitting a deer, visit EerieInsurance.com.
A message from the Bean Insurance Agency and Erie Insurance.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
For more insight, follow us on Twitter at 94Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
That's right. Follow us on Twitter at 94Sports. I'm at Hugo Nation. He's at Rack O Babybacks. Chris Hugo and Jeff Crow on WMIX. Twitterless Avery Barton is back in the studio for you. Also online at AMIWithersRadio.com. If he were on Twitter, which I don't remember if he is or not, I believe he is Twitterless Avery Barton. He is a minor, so therefore I'm not going to ask you to follow him on Twitter.
No. Some people say the way I act, I'm a minor also, but, hey.
I said it fast enough. Nobody knows what we are, so it's okay.
I go with my favorite food.
Nothing wrong with that. I went with a nickname bestowed upon me by a morning personality in the Withers broadcasting family. As I know, one of our 94 Sports followers gave me grief, thought it was very egotistical, and that would be Hugo Nation. But it was a nickname.
Hey, you're large enough to be a nation. I mean, I don't mean it that way.
Yeah.
I don't mean it that way.
I realized you gained quite a bit of weight over the 5 years of broadcasting. It's all right.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to phrase it that way.
We're gonna move on and tell you that Grant Garrett will get us started here at the top of the third. It's a 4-0 ball game. Rams on top. On the road at Sauget Field, on the outskirts of Cahokia and Sauget. Don't support the other team. Go green with Banterra's online bill pay and online statements. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC. First pitch of the inning will be a strike right across the plate. Nothing in one here to G Money. G squared. Grant Garrett, whatever.
If G squared can get another big double like he did the first time up. Held away from the center fielder.
0-1 coming to Garrett. He had a 2 RBI doubles last time up. He does have Twitter, and I know you have Twitter, Avery Barton. But to my knowledge, you're Twitterless, because you do not follow at 94 Sports or do not follow me.
Oh, how could you not follow either one of those?
I follow at 94 Sports. People often get fooled trying to follow me. I don't give a thing of substance. 0-2 coming to Garrett, takes outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, that's like having an ice cream truck drive by your house and you not go out there and buy anything.
I'm your guy that pretty well just retweets and or so-called random thought guy.
I've noticed that.
I got my granny apples about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
I can't sleep.
I like that one.
1-2's coming. This is in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Garrett. Young floated to follow in this top half of the third inning on the road at Sauget. Rams baseball presented in part. Where is it? There it is. Second Chance Auto. Your home for the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles, priced under $10,000 in one location. And don't forget about bank rate financing. Second Chance Auto in business for 32 years at Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. 2-2 coming. Just misses on the outside corner. Looks like that was going to be the ring-up pitch.
Yeah. It was real close. You say Granny Smith apples, and I tell you what, as soon as I read that, the first thing that came across my mind was apple pie.
Yeah.
So why?
Granny Smith makes a mean baking apple.
Yes, they do.
You like a little bit of kick to your
It'll get slushy.
pie. Here comes the full count offering in the dirt, and that'll be a leadoff walk to Grant Garrett. Colin Young will come in. He was plunked his last time up. Years later, caught stealing at third base. Did I write that down? What do
we got? What do they call him? CY?
It's CY.
CY?
Simple. CY.
I like that. His number will be what the date is tomorrow.
Friday the 13th.
Nothing bad about that.
I'll be out of the area tomorrow.
You will?
Yep. On the record.
Well, you know, it's Friday the 13th everywhere.
Last time, I don't Last time there was a Friday, April the 13th, it was a horrible day for me. Actually, it might have been 2 times ago. Wow. It's been a long time. Here comes to Young, swings through, it's nothing at 1. I got a speeding ticket on 148 on Friday, April 13th, 01. Got dumped at a fast food restaurant. So, quite the senior year from young Mr. Hugo at the time.
You got to just stay at home with you covered up. And
that was 11 years ago now. We have since healed. 0-1 is the count here to Young. Runner on first base. Nobody outside from third. A 4-0 ball game. Pitch is on the way, and Young will rip that just past the bed of the shortstop Red. Almost in.
Yeah, that was a very good effort there by the shortstop. Thought he was going to come up with that, but just got to use his glove. Runners on first and second now, 4.
I'm going to say this as Trevor Flota stands in, and I hope it's taken in the proper way. The fundamentals have improved immensely, and it is great to see because these are a great group of kids. Hope that comes across the right way. 4-0 to score as Flota will stand in with runners on first and second. Because, I mean, it wasn't that many moons ago that, and granted, these different kids than whom I'm referring to, but would come in and looking for their first win. And for them to have 4 wins on the year and be that improved is just a great thing to see here in the South 7 Conference. 1-0 is a count to Flota, missed outside the last time. Howard's look back, he'll fire. Flota shows up, holds back, misses high, 2-0.
You knew it was just a matter of time before they did. You know, it's like anything else you look at there. I could throw out one, for instance, their volleyball team struggled, but now I tell you what, you come over here, you play Cahokia in volleyball, it's like, hey, it's a totally different thing.
2-0 comes to Flota, pulls back again off the after showing bunt. There we go. That'd be the proper grammar there, and it's 3-0.
And it's just going to be a matter of time. You know, the kids come in, they got great athletes here, and like what you see a while ago with the triple, that ball hits in. He's off to the races, and he's into third base with no problem at all. And that's something that, you know, back several years ago, didn't see as much of. But now they've just got things rolled together, looking very good. I think it comes with being, you know, things are stable. You get a coach in that works his program. Everyone buys into it.
As the 3-0 comes to Flota, and it's in the dirt. That'll walk the bases loaded. With nobody out here in the third inning. 4-0 your score. Rams are on top. With Matthew Williams coming up with the base loaded. He had a run batted in his last time up. Your community, your choice, your bank. With 5 locations with friends and neighbors on staff who understand your needs. Community First Bank keeps it simple. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC. It will be quite the battle for the Player of the Game award. As Williams looking at a piece of one, sends it to short. Red comes up with it, scoops it over to second base for the force. So that'll be a 6-4 fielder's choice as the run comes in to score, make it 5-0.
That was another good snag by these shortstops. He's able to come up with it, get the runner going to second base.
As Ellis comes in to score, of course, for Garrett. That'll bring up Clayton Reeves. He may have been plunked his last time up. It was either a plunk or a walk.
Yeah, he got plunked on the,
I don't remember what they decided.
On the back, right between the shoulder blades.
And we'll have a visit to the mound driven by Ford Square. There's nothing more attractive than confidence. Yours will be at an all-time high when you buy a new Lincoln at Ford Square. Not only do you get a great offer, you also get the standard 4-year, 50,000-mile maintenance plan only from Ford Square. We're the best, never rest. 1 away, runners at the corners here in the third. Sorry to say third quarter.
Third quarter?
I make the occasional football, baseball mistake every once, or basketball mistake every once in a while.
As long as you're ever faithful.
51-yard line to emerge.
I got to keep on pulling that one out. You know, it's one of those times you got to let something
That's
die.
a great story once you hear the rationale behind that coming out. Oh, that was a sight to be seen. Oh, I remember that sight like it was yesterday.
Yeah, that was early in our career.
Beautifully burned into my retinas.
Yes.
Runners are at the corners, 1 gone. We're at the top of the third inning as Clayton Reeves will stand in. He appeared as though he wanted to bunt his way on to start. Last time up. We'll see what happens here with the runners at the corners. RBI chance for Clayton, 5-0 your lead. He'll show bunt, pull back, go throw behind the runner as Matty Williams is able to take second base.
Clayton Reeves, well, he's got the speed, pulled down the bunt. That was runner's advance. You almost expect him to be swinging away now.
happens on the 0-1. Hit the dirt, 1-1 strike. Reeves bunted his way on with a single. I mean, it was literally a bunt single at Benson. And then his last at-bat homered.
Really?
Yep.
One extreme to the other.
You betcha.
Something about this kid, Clayton Reeves. He just all or nothing.
We'll see what happens. 2 in scoring position and 1 out in the third. And he'll take the 1-1 pitch well outside, 2 balls in the strike.
But looking around, I guess they'll see the Reeves plant here today.
Hopefully they're listening here on WMIX Mount Vernon, a free service from Withers Broadcasting. Top of the 5 o'clock hour, at least 5 minutes past in the window. 2-1. Fouled off by Clayton. It's 2-2. Of course, very proud that with this scorebook I have, that I'll be able to go back and look at games from 5 years from now, from 5 years past. This book has room for 200 games in it.
I think the only thing thicker than that is the letter S in the encyclopedia.
As it is, 2-2 becomes full count of Reeves as he'll take outside. So full count is where he had it last time. He got aboard via the plunk back in the first. He was stranded, of course. Rams have 2 in scoring position, so a major RBI chance for Reeves. With 1 out in the third, it's 5-0. Rams on top. Reeves represent the 8th run. Should he get aboard? Here comes. And he will swing through on ball 4. And that'll be the second out of the inning. Second strikeout today.
Going to bring up Mr. Josh Gately.
Grounded out to the shortstop his last time up.
He's got an opportunity here to increase this lead that Mount Vernon has with runners from second and third.
You betcha. See what happens.
You better, you bet.
Something like that. Somebody's growling.
Really?
Yes, because this has the feel, and I'll go into this after the first pitch. It'll miss to Gately. It's 1-0. Obviously, this has the feel of the GCS press box.
Yeah,
for obvious reasons. Yeah. Obviously, it was based on this. So I'm reminded of all the great cuisine at GCS that we'll get to partake in on Monday, April the 23rd, as the Rams will battle Alton at about 6 o'clock for your varsity start. Next pitch, the one got choked up for a second.
They have to partake in that game.
Well, they were in our friend's vehicle. 1-1 coming.
Gotta love that friend.
You bet. He parked well away this time. 1-1's coming. Ground ball will be over towards second base. Bridge will pick it up, has some trouble. Gately will be out at first. Great recovery there by the second baseman. So 4-3 will retire the side. And we head to the home half of the inning. Rams up 5-0. This is Mount Vernon Baseball on WMIX.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois proudly welcomes Dr. Brian Steinke to their medical staff. Dr. Steinke is an orthopedic surgeon specializing in spine surgery, treatment of the injured back, and will provide the newest state-of-the-art procedures in the region. Dr. Steinke is fellowship trained in spine and brings prestigious credentials to the center. Dr. Steinke is a gifted physician and contributor to orthopedic textbooks and will see patients starting in April. Call 618-242-3778 or visit their informative website at orthocenter-si.com.
For more insight, follow us on Twitter at 94sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Sajay Field. 5-0 Ninja Ram lead. Bottom of the third coming. It's going to be 8-9 Billy will get a starter with the ball outside. No strike. 1-1. I didn't see it. I just guessed. I had a 50-50.
He was close.
Well, with the wrong 50. Here comes the 0-1.
Who was the other?
Figured if I knew Bird, he was going to try to get a chase, and I didn't see a swing. But he caught the corner that time. Now it's 1-1. Is that a little low for the liking of the home plate umpire? 1 ball, 1 strike. As that'll be a ground ball to first. Well played by Flota. He'll step on the bag as Gully grounds out 3 unassisted to bring up Davis.
Nice job over there by Mr. Flota. They will bring that one up for the first out. Davis. First time up for the game.
Of course, whether retirement is years or months away, open a retirement account to fit your lifestyle perfectly. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. Davis will swing and miss with a fastball, 0-1. Just one hit today. It was a triple back in the first by Red for the Comanches. Make it 0-2. Went outside that time. Davis chases.
You know, there's a guy here that I don't think he knows somebody everywhere. It's Mr. Jim Burns. He's found somebody else he knows over there.
As the 0-2 will be a ground ball to short. Jones will pick it up, fire across the diamond. Is it in time? Yes, it is. 6-3 means 2 outs. I lost sight.
Good job by Mr.
There he is. You aren't kidding.
Hey, like I said, he finds somebody he knows wherever he goes.
Came over with Altoff with Coach McClure, if I'm not mistaken. Was able to chat with both of them for a little bit. It instantly becomes a who's who.
Yes.
With 2 outs, the lefty Rivers will step back in, ground it out to his pitcher, Anthony's his first time up. 6-1 low, and it's a 1-0 count. We're here in the bottom of the third inning, a 5-0 Ram lead on the road at Cahokia. There's the 1-0. There it is. Ground ball to second. Williams should have a problem. Plays it off the hot fires the first in time. And 1-2-3 go the Comanches in the third. Still 5-0 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
Learn to live healthy, learn to live well, and learn how you can live free from unexpected medical expense with a major medical expense policy from Pekin Insurance and the Page Agency. Health insurance that covers hospital, medical, and surgical expenses offers a wide choice of deductibles and a non-tobacco user discount, too. Rising medical costs don't have to be a problem with a major medical expense policy from Pekin Insurance. This is coverage we hope you'll never need, but you just can't be without. Call the Page Agency at 242-7000 about a major medical health insurance plan today.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Let's go back to the field, powered by Banterra Bank.
And we welcome you back to Sauget, where the Rams have a 5-0 lead over the Comanches of Cahokia as we head to the fourth. Should be at the top of the order getting us started. We do have a scoreboard update in baseball. Shelbyville leads Vandalia 1-0. That scoreboard update is presented by Tony Wilson, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance and financial service needs, you can find Tony in Mount Vernon on the corner of 42nd South Water Tower, or you can find him online at TonyWilson.com. Walk in, call in, or click in. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You never know where you're going to hear scores from.
I'll take it from wherever I can get them.
I mean, you never know. You may get something from middle part of Missouri.
Oh, it's a battle of neighboring counties there, Shelby and Fayette.
You got to do it.
They're the coverage area right now. That may change in a couple of hours, but as of right now. Powerful daytime amplitude modulation, that is AM 940.
Zach Jones.
So Jones, the left, he'll get us started. 1 for 2 today. Flew out to center his last time up. Singleton scored back in the first. First pitch is on the way, and that just misses outside. 1-0 to Zach. Zach is your all-time saves leader in the history of Mount Vernon Township High School baseball. Also owns the single-season record already. As we wait to the 1-0. It's a little high that time with the ladder, 2-2.
Really hard to adjust from seeing Zach playing out in center field like we've used to.
I know, right?
And all of a sudden he switches out to center field. But, hey, what? Nice little transition.
I promise that'll be the last time I ever say I know, right? 2-0's coming. Outside low. 3 balls, no strikes to Jones. Has a chance to get himself aboard again. 13-4 the Rams coming into today. 4-4 the Comanches. Reciprocated records in the South 7 Conference. 3-0 for the Rams, 0-3 for Cahokia. As the Comanches look for their first conference win of 2012. Could happen. That'll be a strike outside corner. 3-1.
Had to play pleasure talking to Zach's younger brother. Zach's younger brother claims that he is actually the better athlete between the two. Of course, Zach argues that.
3-1 coming. Gets a piece of it. That's what happened last time. Then it's sky high. This time it's towards the right. And coming away with the grab is Davis, the one away.
Nice little catch. They'll hang with that. You won't realize until they get out there, but a ball hit that high with the wind catching it at all, you've got to be able to make last-second adjustments because you never know when it might move left or right. And what a great job to stay with that one.
Probably going to be some rain coming later.
Yeah, high as that little hit. I noticed the plane had to move out of the way.
As Thomas will stand in, takes the first pitch high and away. Ball 1. 1-0 to LT. Singleton scored back in the first and grounded out the second his last time up. Back in the second inning.
If that ball went up any higher, it should have had a red flashing beacon on it.
That depends on how high. As Thomas rips one to right, Davis will make the grab.
Nice catch.
So 2 away now for the Rams. As Zonders will stand in with the bases empty at 2 outs. Still a 5-0 Ram lead here in the third. Rams Baseball is presented by Banterra Bank. Don't strike out. Take control of your health care expenses with a tax-advanced self-savings account. Banterra Bank, thinking with local style, member FDIC.
They struck out the last time up, Chris. See if we can get this ball rolling.
See what happens with the bases empty and 2 gone. He'll pop that up. Fair territory right side. And foul be where Nicholson still straddled the foul line to make the grab. Nicholson makes the play. And we are through 3.5. Still 5-0 Rams. This is Mount for the Baseball on WMIX.
Hi, Roy Schmidt, Ford dealer at Ford Square, Mount Vernon. When it comes to vehicle awards, there's definitely a lot of competition out there, to say the least. The 2012 Ford F-150 has been awarded the Motor Trend Truck of the Year for many reasons. This truck is the most fuel-efficient truck in its class, the toughest and most powerful, too. The F-150 tows the most, up to 11,300 pounds. It hauls the most, up to 3,120 pounds. And it generates the most available power, up to 411 horsepower. Take your pick of 9 distinctive models, 4 high-tech engines, 3 box lanes. Whatever you need a truck to do the best, the F-150 lineup delivers. Right now, you can purchase a 2011 Ford F-150 that MSRP's at $40,700 and drive away for a little over $31,000. Come see us at Ford Square at 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois, where the best never rests.
More baseball action ahead on WMIX and MyWithersRadio.com.
And we welcome you back to Sauget Field. 5-0 is your Ram lead as we head to this bottom half of the fourth inning. 2, 3, and 4. Bridge, Red, Nicholson to come for the Comanches. Kansas comes back out for another inning. And we'll see what becomes of the Rams defensively here in the bottom half of this fourth inning. Who will be your Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game? Stay tuned for the Bean Insurance post-game show and find out. In the meantime, familiar faces, new places. Bank with Ray Asbury at Community First Bank's new 42nd Street location in Mount Vernon. And welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. On in the air, foul territory. No problem for Zonders. They'll make the grab. That'll retire Fritsch.
One of those things you talked about earlier, Chris. Pop up on a bunt.
Yep.
You always think bunting is probably one of the easiest things there is, but there is one of the hardest things.
That's not easy
to get down. No, it's not.
The philosophy and the concept is very simple, but actually getting it done, it literally is easier said than done. As here comes a rip right off the foot of Hanson. That's going to be tender for a while, and that'll be a base hit for Red.
Yep. That'll be, he'll feel that for a little bit.
2 for 2. He has both base hits today as Tim Holloway will come out and check on Bird. Might have got a wing clip there.
Yeah, I'm going to check
or his foot. Wing sounded better when you're referencing the Bird, I suppose.
Yeah, about a hard time grasping his perch. But he's walking it off. I mean, of course, that had the sting. That ball was hit.
Can't imagine it out of the way. Very good.
He's a tough young man, though. He'll go for
one of those times you're thankful that the bats are no longer aluminum.
Right. Woof. He'll throw some practice pitches, see what hitter, how it feels coming off the mound. Tim's happy.
Oh, we can stop any talk of birds and body parts right now. Hungry as I am. Not doing me any favors.
As long as they catch his chicken wing.
Stop. 1 out. Runner on first base. Dang it. Why'd you have to do that?
Sorry.
All right. Nicholson stands in. Struck out his last time up, and we'll swing through this time. Might have fouled it off 0-1. Red has both Comanche hits today. It was left stranded back in the first as it was a 2-out triple. This time it's a 1-out single. Plenty of room to maneuver here for the Comanches. Nicholson at the plate with an 0-1 count, 1 gone. Here in the home half of the fourth. I might have said fifth, but we're in the fourth. See what I can tell you. Don't have any stories or anything right now, but no real live reads on the docket either. We're ahead of the game as the next pitch will miss high, 1-1. Suppose I can tell you to follow us on Twitter at 94Sports. Or you can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/WMIX Sports. Also, all kinds of content on mywithersradio.com, and they'll check on the runner Red at first, and he is safe. But the way he pointed at first, I guess he could have called him out. He got back in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you saw the point is usually comes, obviously right, 1-1. Nicholson, Red gets a lead, and he is going to go. He's going to test the arm of Garrett to throw, bounce away, and Red gets a stolen base.
Yep. As that ball caught the skirt of the infield and bounced up high, Zach tried to get a hold of it, but not able to get the tag down.
2-1 to count Nicholson. Kansas trying to get out of the inning. 2-1 the count, 1 gone. Runner on second base now for the Comanches, as they have their second runner in scoring position today. Still a 5-0 ball game. Rams on top. Kansas looks back. Doesn't look like much is going to come of it. Stays focused, now delivers home, and that's going to be a ground ball to Williams at second. He'll pick it up and fire across for the 4-3, puts 2 outs on the board, but advances the runner to third base. Foul.
Oh.
Brings up Vincent Jackson. Not that one. Not the San Diego Charger. Well, he played basketball.
Yeah, he did.
As Andis will fire one, it's going to be a ground ball to short. Jones will pick it up, throws to first in time. So Cahokia will strand a runner in their half of the fourth. Great play by Jones as we get the Rams out of the inning. Still 5-0 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
How do you spend your Saturday mornings? Wake up, grab coffee, get something to eat? Why not add a little WMIX Saturday Sports Show to your Saturday? From 8:08 until 10 o'clock, we have guests, discussion, and fun involving the regional sports topics that matter to you. It's the pick-me-up you need to start your morning off right. It's the Saturday Sports Show every single week on WMIX AM 940 and online at mywithersradio.com. Presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. For more content, like WMIX Sports on Facebook. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Sajay Field. The Mount Vernon Rams, as we head to the fifth, have a 5-0 lead over Cahokia. It'll be, let's get this right, 4, 5, and 6 coming at you. Grant Garrett, Colin Young, and Trevor Flota, barring any changes to Tim Holloway's lineup. Rams Baseball, as you know, or may not know, presented by Banterra Bank. Don't strike out. Take control of your health care expenses with a tax-advanced health savings account. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC.
Holloway making his jog.
Very svelte, Tim Holloway.
Third base coach's box.
Told me last year he drops about 15 pounds or so every baseball season. Well, and then usually puts it back on in the winter, but this year doesn't appear to have done that.
No, he's
looking very trim.
Yes. Not had to worry about carrying around too much Diamond Dry. so far.
That's true. Well, they bought this new stuff, too.
Well, they did.
First pitch to Garrett just bounces around the dirt, 1-0. This new, I don't know if it's like a gel-like stuff, I don't remember. But one container of it apparently is like a pallet of Diamond Dry. And so it makes a world of difference. Of course, we really haven't had to use it yet this year. Very expensive stuff as we await the 1-0. Garrett will send that foul to the backstop, 1-1.
That was talked about on a very, very good forum. I think it has something to do with IHSS, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that guy was pitching with wares.
Yes.
He got run.
But it works.
Yeah, it does. Oh, there's no doubt about that. That's just not a personal game.
Well, I mean, I just said it's not a classified.
Got whacked. 1-1. It's in the dirt. 2-1.
Not bad, though.
Yeah, but it does work.
That's not made to be a classified ad whenever you go on there, but
nope. Give you a scoreboard update if I had a score from elsewhere. The Shelbyville Vandalia.
I like that one.
2-1 the count to Garrett. Nobody on, nobody out. So he gets it started. Takes it to dirt. 3-1. He walked once today and scored. Actually, Ellis came around and scored for him as a conspiracy runner, but he does have a 2 RBI double. That was back in the first. Scored the first 2 runs of the game.
Wonder how the Lady Rams are doing.
That would be nice to know. They're across town, as are the JV baseball Rams. In the dirt, Garrett will get a leadoff walk for a second time today. It'll be here in the 5th instead of the 3rd. That puts a runner aboard now for Colin Young, who singled his last time up. Young's reached base twice today. Was hit by a pitch back in the 1st, and then singled and was stranded at 3rd, back in the 3rd.
I guess it wouldn't do any good to text the person we used to text the last 4 years, because she won't know.
That's true. Yeah, that person can no longer help me.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enough of that.
Yeah. Runner on, nobody out. Just makes me feel older thinking about it. It's in the dirt. The runner, Ellis, the courtesy runner, is going to go. Going to find the baseball. It was on the lip of the grass there. At the second base goes Tyler Ellis, running a course for Grant Garrett, the catcher.
People don't understand how difficult that is. The ball comes down, you lose track of it. You've got your mask on as a catcher. You've got to try to pull that mask and find the ball at the same time. And it's not easy to do.
That's the Rams. Day was that Tuesday? That's the Rams Tuesday at Pascuda. That very thing happened, allowed the bases to clear. Nobody was chattering, telling the person who couldn't see the ball where it was. 1-0. That'll be fouled off by Young. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Only you got is you have people up the sides. Well, it's right there. Well, there could be anywhere.
Relative term.
Yes.
Let's see what happens. Top of the 5th, a 5-0 ball game. Rams are on top. With a runner in scoring position, nobody out for Young. And he will send this towards, no, it's going to slice right towards Davis. He'll make the grab. Runner unable to tag. Headed towards the gap at first. Davis did a great job to get there as it practically came towards him and found him. 1 away.
Done a good job out there in right field. We have a little bit of a change here as we see.
We saw Colton Metter taking some practice cuts behind the dugout. He'll come in. Great vantage point.
Oh, yeah. Tom Fulkerson will come out and make changes.
Quinn McClure, meanwhile, just able to stand there in his first base coaching box. Tim Holloway and Tom Fulkerson will do all the talking with the umpire.
Quinn's trying to figure out just exactly what club he needs to use to get from here to the road.
That's true. Maybe the railroad track?
Yeah, I think he could do it.
There we go. We'll play on now as Colton Metter will stand in, pinch hitting for Trevor Flota. One would assume he might take over at first base in the bottom half of the inning. So Metter will stand in. RBI chance with the runner on second. 1 out here at the 5th. It's a 5-0. Ram Lee looking to add some insurance here. Howard will look back. He'll fire, and that's going to be sent right back up the middle for a base hit. Will it score Ellis? Coming up firing perhaps will be Rivers. It'll be up the third base side of the line, and they might have it out at second base. No, Metter will kick the ball out of the glove inadvertently, of course, incidentally. And resting at second base will be Colton Metter after an RBI single.
Good job by Mr. Metter.
Ended up taking second. Of course, after the throw was delivered home. He did the old wait and see, and then took second base, and now they'll remain an RBI chance. 4 for Matthew Williams. He grounded into a fielder's choices last time up and was able to stay aboard and was later stranded at second base. The 5 Jefferson County branches and responsive quality service for all of your accounts. Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC will have the player of the game in the Bean Insurance postgame show. 6-0 Rams on top. Williams will take a ball high. That's 1-0. Able to find anything from across town?
I'm working on it. I have not been able to find it yet.
All good. As they say.
Although
1-0 the count for Williams.
I think I can pull through.
Good deal. Still send that one foul. Trying to get out of play. Should get out. Off the line stand. That was a nice little ricochet there. Mrs. Anthus will pick it up. 1-1 is the count. Top of the fifth, a 6-0 Ram lead as Williams has an RBI chance with a runner on second base. It is Trevor Flota, who is running for Colton Metter.
As I've learned,
reinserted.
Like I've learned back during the basketball season, you don't try to text a coach while he or she is coaching.
Back.
But that's the coach wanted once.
The 1-1 is going to be a ground ball towards short. Should be a problem for Red. He'll pick it up fire in time. And that advances the runner to third base as Williams will ground out 6-3. See what we have now.
We got Tom Fulkerson again.
We have Fulkerson and Holloway, each coming in from their respective sides of the chalk. Who will we have for the Rams coming to bat? Will be Hayden Panitsky.
Oh, Hayden.
Oh, man. So we'll talk it over. Let's talk over the changes to the lineup as Panitsky, we assume, could possibly stay in left field. Gately looks to be on deck, so he would follow if Panitsky is able to get aboard here. 6-0, Rams on top 5. 2 outs and the runner on third base. RBI chance for Hey, as they call him.
Hey?
Or did, at least in the JV dugout. That was 2 years ago, though. In a doubleheader against Mattoon that I stopped to watch. I don't remember if you were there or not. I think you might have come. As it's in the dirt to Panitsky. That'll get away from the catcher. Run is going to come home, and Floater will score. It's 7-0 Rams. And ball 1 to Panitsky.
This Panitsky, see what he can do here. Bases are cleared for him, so no RBI chance.
See what happens from the 1-0. With 2 outs and nobody aboard in the top of the fifth. Panitsky looks in against Powers. He'll fire. Fouled off. Counts even 1 ball, 1 strike. About Second Chance Auto. They help bring you Rams Athletics. How about Rams Athletics here on WMIX? Second Chance has the largest selection of pre-owns, priced under $10,000 in one location. Of course, bank rate financing for everyone. What's not to love about Second Chance Auto? Proud Rams supporters. For over 32 years. Find them on Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Powers gets set, winds, and fires. Here comes the righty's offering. That looked good, but just misses 2-1. Outside to the right hand. 2 balls and a strike. This spot in the order has been hit by a pitch and struck out today. See what comes to the 2-1. 2 gone here in the fifth. Nobody on. Pitch is on the way. That is going to be lifted towards the right. Should it be a problem for Davis? He'll have to shift his track and makes the grab. So down go the Rams here in the fifth, but not before they score a couple of runs. Now 7-0. This is Mountain Baseball on WMIX.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hometown proud Baroviax IGA. There's no better way to shop today, Baroviax IGA. If it's Baroviax, you know it's fresh for you and your family. If it's Baroviax, you got the best. For hometown proud, you see. Hometown proud Baroviax IGA.
You're listening to Rams Baseball on AM 940 WMIX, Mount Vernon, Marion, St. Louis, and online at mywithersradio.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
And we welcome you back, Rams Baseball on the road at Cahokia, home of the Comanches. Bottom of the fifth inning, and we will see.
Coach is walking out. We're going to have a...
Jordan Harris according to my roster. Go bat for Grant.
Yep.
Make that note here. And we'll play on at some point. Scoreboard update. Shelbyville leads Vandalia 3-1 in baseball action today. Don't have an inning on that. Person sent it. After 3. They're in the fourth now, so 3-1 in the fourth. Shelbyville leads Vandalia. Tony Wilt brings you that scoreboard update. You can find him online at TonyWilt.com or visit him in his office, and the red Jeep is out there in the parking lot. Of course, that'll be located on the corner of 42nd South Watertown, Mount Vernon. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. First pitch is a strike across the outside corner here to Harris, 0-1.
Jay Bird having another fine outing.
He is. He's looking for strikeout number 5, I believe, is the 0-1. Catches again, 0-2.
Loves that outside corner.
Uses it effectively. 0-2's coming. In the dirt, good waste pitch that time for Anthus. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Powers on deck. I don't see any changes there. Well, I saw the catcher Gully in the hole. 1-2 is the count here to Harris. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. A 7-0 Ram lead with another one in the dirt. 2-2 this time. Harris gets a start, of course, batting for E.J. Grant. Back on the air Saturday with Rams Baseball. 11:45 is your pregame. One game only now. It's against Harrisburg. No St. Anthony coming to town on Saturday. 2-2. It's going to be raked towards center. Having to retreat is going to be Sala. Harris is around first towards second. He'll be waved around. He can keep going. Towards third goes Harris. And he'll be held up there with a triple.
Solid hit as they were playing in on him a little bit out in center field. He got a hold of all that, was over the head of the center fielder all the way to the wall. That was the speed. He ends up at third base.
Starting on the wheels and was able to get to third. That'll bring up E.J. Powers, the pitcher, trying to help his own cause. RBI chance, nobody out, bottom half of the fifth inning. Glad to have you with us here on WMIX. Don't forget we're online, almost always on mywithersradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at 94 Sports. Like us on Facebook, WMIX Sports. It's Slow to Powers, 1-0.
Solid hit from Mr. Harris.
1-0's coming. Swung on a miss. Count evens itself. 1 ball, 1 strike. Powers is last time up. I believe popped out to Jones. That doesn't sound right. I might have wrote the number down wrong. Might have written the number down wrong, rather. See what happens on the 1-1 with the runner on third and nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth. A 7-0 ball game. He'll check his swing. It appears they want an appeal. He did not go around. 2-1. Oh. 2-1. Has an RBI chance. Can really help out his own cause here. His team trailing 7-0. Could make it 7-1 with a swing of the bat. Now Andis will miss low, and it's 3 balls and a strike.
Just missed that. Grant tells GG tells the G squared, or whatever you want to call it.
Whoever he is.
Down. Yeah, exactly.
Simmer down.
Simmer down now.
3-1. Foul tip, making a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the pitcher Powers. Runner on third base is Jordan Harris, the pinch hitter, led off the inning with a triple. I'm not going to lie to you. Once we got to the wall, I really thought it was going to be an inside the park.
I think he was wanting to go. It had me for the idea the coach was really stopping him.
Full count offering, swung on a miss, 1 out. 5th strikeout of the day for Anthus. I think he could have made it.
I really think he could have, too.
At that point, you might as well. That'll bring in Frank Gully, the catcher. He was retired and assisted by the first baseman back in the fourth, who happens to be Trevor Flota, who was reinserted, of course, when he pinch ran for Metter, who pinch hit for him.
Mr. Gully, another well-put-together young man.
Stacey Davis on deck, who's made quite a few great plays in right field today.
Yes.
First pitch on the way to the catcher. He will ground that foul towards the first base dugout, 0-1.
He did a great job out. Oh, speaking of Reeves, he must have been over to the JV game.
Here comes the JV Rams. Try to get a score here in just a moment. The 0-1 Cummins in the third. It'll be 1-1. They don't see the baseball. Antis is going to go get it himself. Harris probably should have run. It holds up at third base.
I think the coach is actually holding up. Cahokia fans not happy with that.
I wouldn't be either.
I wouldn't either. He should have been in.
He started to charge, it appeared. It appeared to be held up. You want to get us the JV score?
Yeah, I'm going.
There you go. Just do it that way. I like that. Sometimes you text Scotty. He doesn't reply until after we're off the air. Here comes the pitch on the way with 1 out. Foul tipped. I'll text Scott. It'll be all right. Nothing and 2 is the count here. Swung and a miss. So 2 away. That'll be a 6th strikeout for Antis.
JV score.
Yeah.
Vernon Rams 3. Cahokia 2.
They played 7 innings already?
Yeah. They probably got after it.
Dang. The JV Rams win 3-2. That scoreboard update presented by Tony Wilt. We'll tell you more about Anthony after this first pitch to Stacey Davis. Runner on third, 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. 7-0 your score. I'd say about Tony right now. Tony Wilt. Online at TonyWilt.com, or you can find him on South Water Tower and 42nd Street in Mount Vernon. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. That'll be a pitch on the inside corner to Davis. 0-1. Rams on top here. Bottom of the 5th inning with 2 outs, runner on third base. It's a 7-0 ball game. As Anthony is trying to shut down the inning here after the leadoff triple. That'll be a pop-up towards the gap. Right fielder Gately will make the grab. Cahokia will strand a runner on third. We head to the 6th. Still 7-0 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball on WMIX.
Life is no easy task for anyone. We all want to better ourselves and our financial situation. Feel like you're going nowhere? Or just ready for a new challenge? Or wanting the college experience without going deeper into debt? Regardless of your answer, Rend Lake College is your vehicle to a brighter future. With over 100 degree and certificate programs, Rend Lake College can put you on the fast track to a new career or to continue your education. More affordable than four-year universities and private schools, you can save thousands of dollars at Rend Lake College. Summer courses begin June 4th and are already open for registration. Get some of your core courses out of the way during the summer months. Smaller class sizes mean more focus on you and a laid-back atmosphere, allowing you the challenge of a great college experience without going deeper into debt. Rend Lake College's counselors are always on hand to help guide you to your new opportunity. Call 437-5321 to set up an appointment or log on to rlc.edu for more information.
Back to Rams Baseball, powered by Banterra Bank.
And we welcome you back to Sauget Field. We head to the top half of the 6th inning with 9-1-2 coming for the Mount Vernon Rams. They lead 7-0, presented by Banterra Bank. Let's get technical about going green. Banterra offers free online bill pay and online statements. I don't know why I always hiccup during that one. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC. They, of course, are the official voice of the Rams on WMIX, presenting you Rams Athletics, including but not limited to Rams football, Rams basketball, Rams baseball, and, of course, Lady Rams volleyball, Lady Rams basketball, and Lady Rams softball. Rams will be back on the air Saturday and make that 12. How about 11:45 pregame against Harrisburg as the Bulldogs come to town. It will replace the doubleheader originally scheduled against St. Anthony. So it'll be one game against Harrisburg Saturday. Rams will still play Harrisburg as of now on May the 3rd. That'll be one game now at Harrisburg.
One game.
One game only.
Well, like you said, one game is better than all of a sudden having nothing at all.
That's true.
On a Saturday. Because they still, like I said, here we are, still April, and you never know what this weather's going to do to you.
That's true. Of course, you're wondering about the Lady Rams. They will be on V1047 and V1047.com on Saturday as they take on the Hornets. of Nashville on the road.
That will be a good test for those Lady Rams.
Nashville's pretty good. One loss of the season came in at Jonesboro 5-4. They beat DuQuoin yesterday, I think, or the day before, or one of these days.
The day before, I believe.
DuQuoin then undefeated. Not anymore. Of course, they beat the Lady Rams 5-0, and one of the Lady Rams' only 2 losses on the year. They're having another great season. Should be 10-2 as of now. Here it comes. Then it turned to Gately to start us off 1-0. Of course, that is very assumptive on my part, and I apologize. I was assuming I win today.
Like I said, still no report.
We'll get it. It's probably not over.
No, I've got text out to about 5 different people.
You'll get all 5 at the same time. Here comes the 1-0 in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes to Gately. Started here in the top half of the 6th inning. Rams lead Cahokia 7-0. It's our first broadcasting trek to Cahokia for baseball. Glad to have you with us, of course, as we bring you every pitch of Rams baseball this season, upgraded over the course of the past 4. Do a little bit more every year. 2-0's coming. Ground ball on the opposite side, picked up by the first baseman Nicholson. He'll take it himself, 3 unassisted, first out of the inning. The even-numbered innings haven't been kind to the Rams, going 1-2-3 back in the 2nd and the 4th. Trying to avoid that same occurrence here, it's going to be Zach Jones, followed by Landon Thomas, with 1 out on the board and nobody on here in the 6th. Write that down.
Zach Jones, first time up, got a hit, and he's flown out the last 2 times, center and right.
And he take a ball on the outside, 1-0 to Zach.
See what Zach can do here. 1 down.
And it'll be in the dirt, 2-0.
Rams playing for the 7-0 lead. Excuse me, 6-0 lead. Where's the 7?
It's 7?
It's 7.
You're right, the first or second time, whichever time it was.
I missed one.
2-0 the count, bases empty, 1 gone here in the 6th. Jones will turn around, 3-0.
Oh. Hey, how far can I go with still playing with its rust?
For a while. Okay. Next couple of games to, 3-0's coming. Catches the inside corner. Great pitch that time by Powers. It's 3-1. Time is it? Time to eat. 12 shy of the top of the hour is what time it is. 3-1, we await it. Here it comes. And Jones gets a piece of that. That's when we sit down towards third base. Jackson will make the play. 2 away.
Fly out by Zachary.
Got a little impatient that time on 3-1.
The left-hander, LT, now comes up.
Thomas, slicing out to the right fielder his last time up. Singleton scored back in a very productive Ram first inning. 7-0 here in the 6th with the bases empty and 2 outs. Thomas will send that into left center field for a base hit.
Nice little hit there by LT.
He's going to go ahead and go towards second after it's bobbled around in the outfield. He did hesitate and waited to see what happened. Well, LT does get aboard.
Nice heads up out there. Great job over by first base coach also, Quinn McClure.
So runner in scoring position now for Zane Zonders. Zonders walked and scored back in the first. Has an RBI chance here in the 6th, 7-0 Rams. Powers, no way to cover, comes throw back to second. Trying to keep the runner Thomas honest. Here comes, and that'll be sent back. Foul. 0-1 by Zonders.
Dylan Reeves goes after that foul ball.
Of course, you can score an extra base hit with Bantera's Visa debit card. It provides convenience of a checking account and a card. Bantera Bank, banking with local style, as the next pitch comes in, and it's 0-2 quickly to Zane. Again, the even-numbered innings have not seen much offense from the Rams. This is their first base runner in an even-numbered. 0-2. Taps found. Will stay 0-2 with 2 gone. That runner on second base obviously was going. And we'll see what happens on the next one for Powers as he tries to get out of the inning with a goose egg against the Rams.
Then he gets another chance at it here. See what the X Factor can do.
back towards second. Here comes, and that's going to get away. Taking third base will be Thomas. It'll be a 1-2 count here on Zonders. Cleanup spot on deck. Very successful spot in the order today. Grant Garrett has reached base 3 times, and his courtesy runner has come around to score all 3 times. Also a possession of 2 runs batted in. Let's see if Zonders can get aboard. Set that table. 1-2. 2 gone. Runner on third base here in the 6th. Rams on top 7-0. As Powers looks towards third, he'll fire home. Zonders gets a piece of it to Davis. It goes out and right. Gauges it. Grabs it in his mitt. That'll do it for the Rams here in the 6th. They strand a runner on third. Still 7-0. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
After disappointing results in last year's sectional championships, Mount Vernon Rams Baseball and Lady Rams Softball look for more hardware in 2012. WMIX is your home for every pitch of Rams Baseball and a great assortment of Lady Rams Softball. Tune in to AM 940 on game day and log on to mywithersradio.com to hear the Rams and Lady Rams worldwide. Mount Vernon Rams Baseball and Lady Rams Softball only on WMIX and mywithersradio.com. Presented by Banterra Bank, banking with local style.
Hello, this is Hunt Bonin with People's National Bank in Mount Vernon. As a Southern Illinois family-owned bank, we have stayed true to our roots by offering great products and services to the people in our communities. With free checking, free online banking, and free debit cards, we are helping our customers save money while also providing the safety and security they expect from a community-focused bank. People's National Bank, proudly supporting Southern Illinois. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You still pay once per month to avoid fees.
This is Mike Reese. You're listening to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Sauget Field as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Top of the order coming at you for Cahokia as the Comanches trail the Rams 7-0. Glad to have you with us, Chris Hugo, with Jeff Crow alongside. Avery Barton is back in the studio. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitter at 94Sports, or you can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/WMIX Sports. It'll be Rivers, Fridge, Rad to get us started, barring any changes to the lineup. So I mistweeted a moment ago. Oh, well, that score stands true. But an inning too late on that. 1-0 to Rivers is the pitch low for Mantis. He's back out for another inning. Let's see what happens out of the windup for the tall righty. It's going to scoot outside. Okay. So it'll be 1-1, not 2-0. All right. Might be the dinner plate zone. So we wait the 1-1. It's going to be chopped right to Jones. He will make the throw over the first base in time.
Nice range over by Mr. Jones. Oh, to first base for the first out of the inning.
So Fridge will stand in 0 for 2 today. Struck out and popped out. Base is empty with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 7-0 ball game. Rams on top of Cahokia, presented by Banterra Bank. Mantis looks in at his catcher, Grant Garrett. Fridge steps in. First pitch is on the way. Swung through, 0-1. JV Rams got a 3-2 win over Cahokia across town. No word on the softball as of yet. Working on that.
Still waiting.
0-1's on the way. Catches the inside corner. 0-2. All right. 1 out, the base is empty in the home half of the 6th. Rams hanging on to a 7-0 lead. Ground ball. That'll get through. Just underneath the glove of Zonders, and that'll be a base hit for Fridge. So since an 0-2 pitch, a worm runner into the outfield. Put the runner aboard here for Red, who's reached twice today. He's tripled and singled.
Looks like one of DC's golf shots. Sorry about that, DC.
Putter, maybe.
Yeah.
Runner on first, 1 out, bottom half of the 6th inning. It's a 7-0 ball game. Mantis eyeing over his shoulder will deliver one home. That's going to be sent the opposite way. Gately will get underneath it, and he'll throw it in for 2 away.
Good job by Gately out there. Ranged back, got the ball. 2 out. Got a soccer score for you. Lady Rams soccer.
I didn't realize they played today.
Playing Carbondale.
Really?
Yeah, they're
back-to-back days.
Carbondale leads right now 2-0.
They got a big one over Marion.
Oh, yes. That's one of the ones that, as a soccer program, you want to get Christmas House 7.
Huge win over Marion. Nicholson will take one. Apparently just missed.
That compliments from a good friend of the program, Miss Carrie Hammond.
Appreciate that. I assume she is down, or there, handling that today.
Yep.
As it's going to be across the outside corner, Nicholson this time. Up a 1-2 count.
Took a chance. Maybe she was at the softballs. I didn't see her here.
We'll take any Lady Ram or Ram update, of course, presented by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. Told you about it. Plenty of signs throughout the broadcast today. Tony Wilt, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. 0-2 is the count. 2 gone. Here comes. Inside this time. Sorry. Make that 2-2.
Jeff Harrison did a very good job with the soccer program.
Yes, he is. His favorite Easter candy, in case you missed it on Saturday Sports Show, Cadbury Cream Eggs. Swung on a miss.
He's a Cadbury guy?
Yep.
I never would have thought that.
Yep. Asked everybody this past Saturday their favorite Easter candy. Amy Johnson said jelly beans.
How about anybody?
Tim said chocolate bunny.
How about Pete?
Somebody on Facebook said Peeps. 2-2. Where is it? There it is with 2 outs. It's going to be a full count now. That's well high. It's Nicholson. Runner on first base, 2 gone. Bottom of the 6th is 7-0 score. Try to remember who all we had on. John Shadowitz said chocolate-covered, or solid little chocolate footballs. Obviously.
Yeah, imagine that.
Amy said jelly beans. I feel like I know I'm forgetting somebody. We'll check on the runner at first. He's back safely.
Yeah. Let you know my favorite Easter candy is any.
Well, that's kind of what I figured.
Yeah.
It never took you to be picky.
My favorite is yours.
The runner was going on the 3-2, and that's going to be fouled over the left field bullpen. Count will stay the same. Obviously, the runner was in motion on the full count with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Rams hanging on to a 7-0 lead. They've allowed 4 base hits today. And true to Anthus form, unless something changes here, hasn't allowed a walk. I hope I didn't jinx him. See what happens on full count here with 2 gone. Runner on first base in the 6th. Going again. Swung on a miss. That will do us through 6. It's still 7-0 Rams. That's the 7th strikeout for Anthus. This is Mount Vernon Baseball on WMIX.
More Americans are on a move today than ever before. One of the most popular modes of transportation is the motorcycle. Motorcycles take us to our jobs, school, to the beach, and all around the country. If you're a bike rider, your Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, wants to make sure you have the best insurance protection while you're riding. Ask about the money-saving auto cycle discount and the experienced driver discount, too. Call Page Insurance at 242-7000 today about motorcycle insurance from Pekin Insurance.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You're listening to Rams Baseball on AM 940 WMIX, Mount Vernon, Effingham, Terre Haute, and online at mywithersradio.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
And we welcome you back to Sajay Field. We have the top half of the 7th inning, the 4, 5, and 6 spots due up for the Rams. Garrett Young and Flota, barring any changes or reinsertions to Tim Holloway's lineup here in the 7th inning. 7-0 your score. Power's out for another inning of work. The rest of the lineups do remain the same for each team.
See what GG can get done here. He's had a very productive game today.
Yes, he has. He's reached all 3 times. 1 for 1 today with a 2 RBI double, 3 runs scored at least his slot.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. Courtesy runner Tyler Ellis had come around to score each of those times. He'll take a ball in the dirt, 1-0 to Grant.
Stopped by the catcher.
We'll have a Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game in the Urbana Insurance post-game show following this one. As we will go the distance. The 1-0. On its way out of the wind-up. Looks like it caught the inside corner. It will. It's 1-1. Garrett came off the bases loaded in the first. Doubled home 2 to get the Rams on the board first. Now takes some dirt on inside as well on the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike to Grant. Young to follow.
All Young went to get that. Of course, it takes time, but I'll get it.
For that he did. See what happens on 2-1. Like a bit tie. It'll be 3 balls and a strike now to Mr. Garrett. Last time he had that count, he walked. Time before the last time he had that count, he worked at full, then walked. Time before that, didn't get anywhere close. Took an 0-1 pitch to right center. Here comes the 3-1. Rakes that towards left, slicing foul, left field bullpen. Counts ball.
We're going to have to reseed third base coach's box over there. Tim Holloway's walked down there as he ranges from third base bag out to the outfield grass.
See what happens on the full count offering. Garrett's going to send this one towards left center. That could be extra bases. Just past the left fielder. Garrett's on his horse headed towards second. Should be a double. And just like that, Garrett's on base again.
Good job by Grant Garrett. Colin Young's going to come up and see what he can get done.
14 total bases for that spot in the order.
Now comes the courtesy runner again.
Of course, if you're going by Garrett himself, he technically, I guess, would only have 6 total bases.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of leg work was done by his personal courtesy runner, Tyler Ellis. Young stands in with an RBI chance. And he's hit again. Yep, inside of they're just right there on the buttons of the jersey, even though they're not buttons down.
Makes the third hit by pitch today.
So I'll bring up Sawyer Harrison.
Sawyer! Brings out Tom Fulkerson again.
Right down their little dissertation on the lineup card. Away we'll go. 2 on, nobody out, top of the 7th. 7-0, Rams lead Cahokia. Here on the road, the South 7 Conference matchup. Next South 7 contest for the Rams will be on Tuesday on the road at Spray Field in the J.C. Park in Centralia. That'll be Tuesday afternoon, 4:15 pregame. Here on WMIX.
Still waiting patiently for a Lady Rams score.
Yeah, we'll get it eventually.
Yeah, hopefully somebody's maybe listening or knows somebody. Get us a score.
Spoiled our listeners with the updates you sent the other day. Other than that, haven't really been able to get any scores during the game.
Very intense. It's one of those things. It's like baseball or softball. It's just you will get into the game and
that. In steps Sawyer Harrison, the righty. 2 on, nobody out, top 7. Powers will fire. Harrison works that left side foul. And it's 0-1.
Really?
Yep.
Did you get your afternoon nap in?
Not grouchy, though.
Excuse me, about to get?
Oh, yeah.
Just kidding.
Haven't been there yet. Might be, though. Better watch out. Here comes the 0-1. This is up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Sawyer Harrison, batting in place of Trevor Flota, who was reinserted as a pinch runner for his pinch hitter, Colton Metter, back in the 5th. As they're going to check the bat, make sure it's legal.
Okay.
One is the count with nobody out, 2 aboard here for the Rams, and they will take it as they're checking on the runner. Good move there by the pitcher Powers. Here in the 7th, this game is reaching its final inning. Harrison sends one just inside the bag. That's a fair ball. Could score 1, maybe 2. Young around second, headed for her third. That'll be an RBI double for Sawyer Harrison.
Good job by Sawyer.
Makes it 8-0. So Ellis came around to score again. Young is up on third. It's second and third here for Matthew Williams. And they will have a visit to the mound driven by King City Chrysler. King City Chrysler Center has the all-new Dodge Caliber. Caliber, of course, cranks up the sedan and exudes attitude with every turn. Receive huge cash discounts. Yep, on the all-new Dodge Caliber at King City Chrysler in Mount Vernon. So Williams will stand in. With 2 on, both in scoring position and nobody out in the 7th. Rams on top 8-0. On a game that just continues.
Like you said, this is another case, Chris, of you see the difference between some of the teams of the past and the teams now. You know, they gave up the 4 runs, the 3 runs early, and then after that, they've settled down a little bit. It's been a run here, 2 runs there, but overall, played very, very good baseball.
I will tell you this. Far cry from getting in and out against Marion as that one went in an hour 19.
Really?
This one is about an hour and 41. As Nathan Holt will bat for Matthew Williams.
Hopefully hold on to this and go 4-0 in the conference.
Rams looking for win number 14. Looking for win number 4 in the conference. They play again Saturday against Harrisburg. It will be a good 2A test for the 3A Rams.
Busy week next week.
Always. Holt stands in with a 2 RBI chance. Runners on second and third. Nobody out in the 7th. Take the first pitch strike. High fastball. 0-1. No change was made. This is the mound to talk to the pitcher. Restore some of that confidence. Looks a little bit rattled. 8-0 score. Here at the top of the 7th. Holt gets a piece of one. It'll keep the runners. Trouble with it by Red, and Holt will be safe at first, and that scores a run.
Hey, we did a good job of staying with that, Chris. That ball took a hard bounce up. We kept it in front of them all the way. Throw was a little late, but still, a great job by the shortstop, Red.
Makes it 9-0 here in the 7th as Spinensky will stand in. He is 0 for 1 today. He flew out to right his last time up back in the 5th. Has runners at the corners and nobody out here in the 7th. Of course, it reminds you to lead off the season with a Banterra Bank free checking account. Banterra Bank is banking with local style. Member FDIC. Spinensky stands in the right-handed bat, working against Powers out of the stretch. We'll see what he comes with here on the first pitch to Hey. Here it comes. Outside corner it goes, 0-1.
Beautiful evening.
Yeah.
Here at Cahokia.
The 0-1 is going to be in the dirt outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. You can follow us on Twitter at 94 Sports. You can also like us on Facebook, facebook.com/WMIX Sports. You can find some archives on our YouTube channel. Find all of that on myweathersradio.com on the WMIX website. As the 1-1 misses low and away, 2-1 to Spinensky. Rams have 9 runs. Well, believe it or not, 9 hits unofficially. Have to add that up again. Just looking by the naked eye that time and adding it up in my head as they being Powers, stepped off the rubber momentarily. Now gets back on, looking into the right-handed batter, Spinensky. 2-1 is the count with nobody out. Runners at the corners of the 7th. Spinensky will lift that foul. Should go towards the backstop. Stay in play. Almost for Nicholson. That dude was just off the dugout. Took a piece out of it, too.
Yeah, it did. His glove was right there. Could have very easily pulled that down. Nice effort by Nicholson.
Literally went until he ran out of real estate. Counts even, however, to Spinensky, 2-2. Gately spot on deck, that being the 9 hole. Cahokia will send up 5, 6, and 7 in the bottom half of the inning for their last chance. Powers looks in. Here he comes on 2-2. Off speed that time, able to get Vinsky. One away.
Does that scorebook come with its own set of wheels and a handle?
It should. It's thick.
That is thick.
200 games in that book.
200 games.
Hope to fill them all over the course of the next 5 seasons. 5.5. It could be a nice reference point for years to come.
Yes, it would.
Put little tabs in there for each season.
That's something you talked about, last year a lot. Last season.
Bob Carpenter's scorebook is Brock Fulkerson will hit. I haven't seen Brock hit all year. Usually replaced by DH when he pitches.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you this, your random Bob Carpenter fact of the day, he was Texas Rangers play-by-play from 1986 to 1989 for KTVT. That's KTVT TV. These are random Bob Carpenter fact of the day. We haven't needed them lately. But when you're in need of something to fill just a few seconds of time, a quick Bob Carpenter fact is always nice. 9-0 your score. Runners to corners, 1 out here. Top of the 7th is Brock Fulkerson will pinch hit for Gately. First pitch is in the dirt, 1-0.
Rocket though. Tall drink of water.
Here with the call, Dick. There's something in the dugout I heard the other day. It's fouled off on the 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rams baseball on the road here at Sauget Field. Cahokia, top half of the 7th inning. In a game that's probably going to hit the 2-hour mark. About an hour 47 at the moment in a 1-1 count with 1 gone. Runners at the corners for Brock Fulkerson. Powers will fire. Catches his zone again this time. Veered toward the outside and falling behind is Brock Fulkerson, 1-2.
Brock looking for an RBI.
See what he gets here. 1-2. He'll reach out for it, send it right back to the pitcher, and it'll be overthrown to the outfield. Advancing to third base will be, what's my, Holt.
Yeah.
Forgot there for a moment. My apologies. Didn't write it down in the book. There'll be runners at the corners. 10th run comes around to score here in the 7th. That'll bring up Zach Jones again. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Game 1.
Trying to make something happen, the pitcher was. The better idea was just went ahead, went to first base, and got the sure out.
But Fulkerson reaches on an error. Runners at the corners, 1 out here in the top of the 7th, a 10-0 ball game. RBI chances for Zach Jones. He will send that towards center. Rivers will have to retreat, get some solid footing, and makes the grab. The runner will tag. Throw will not be anywhere near in the nick of time, and Holt will come around to score. It's 11-0. So sack fly RBI for Zach Jones.
Nice long hit by, long fly ball by Zach, able to give enough time to get the runner to score. LT comes up to the plate again.
Brings up Thomas with Fulkerson on first. 2 gone, top 7. 11-0 Rams on top, looking for win number 4 in the South 7 this year. Cahokia will make the return trip to Mount Vernon on May the 2nd at 4:30. As the first pitch to Thomas is outside, 0-1. The game was originally slated for Thursday, May the 3rd, as South 7 games, typically Tuesday and Thursday affairs. I believe an honors banquet or something to that effect for Cahokia had to be rescheduled. Here it comes. Thomas will take it high in the count, evens itself, 1-1.
That time of the year, Chris,
hard to believe.
Schools are getting ready to wrap up. Got about with those snow days, actually, some schools have got about a month left.
That's true. 1-1 coming. Right towards the right. Will that be a fair ball? It is a fair ball. Around second, headed for third is Fulkerson. He'll pick up his third base coach. He will be held up there, and that'll be a double for Landon Thomas. Nice. Kind of hesitated running around second.
Nice rip by LT.
That brings up Zane Zonders. Fulkerson looks back towards first instead of picking up his third base coach. However, the kid usually doesn't get a chance to bat, let alone run.
That's just it. New territory for Brock.
All legs.
Yeah.
Great pitcher, too. Here comes Zonders with 2 outs. two in scoring position. Swings through the first pitch, misses, 0-1.
We've seen that whenever he came in as a freshman and pitched a little bit. And the movement that he has on his pitches and what he could do, we knew he was going to be pretty good.
Not bad. Oh, my gosh. Good call, Avery Barton, back in the studio. 1-1 is the count. Your umpires are in navy blue today. Forgot that. For some reason, that's become a fad. Once we got the reds and creams, we've had every color this year as far as the umpire tops, the 1-1s and the dirt 2-1. So, yes, my apologies if you've been missing which color the umpires are wearing. It's navy blue. We've had black, we've had navy, we've had red, we've had cream, we've had a grayish, charcoalish, graphite, champagne blend. 2-1, 2 on, 2 out. Saunders at the dish, 7th inning, 11-0. He'll rip that. Rivers won't be able to come up with it. They're going to wave around a couple of more, and it'll be 13-0 on the 2 RBI base hit by Zane Saunders.
I don't have a score yet, but I think when I do, it's going to be ugly.
I hate to hear that. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Well, I love to see success, but don't want to see lopsided stuff if it can be avoided. So 2 outs, top 7. Rams are on top, 13-0. See with Rams do any adjustments to their lineup as Tim Holloway and Tom Fulkerson will have a brief conversation. Just can't really remove Garrett because the other catcher is young in the DH spot. I doubt him. Of course, you can reinsert. I don't know if he'll try to get some hitters in here or not. As well as some warm-up pitches, of course, for what appears to be a new pitcher here for the Comanches in the 7th. Rams have batted around here as getting us started was Grant Garrett. Garrett, of course, 2 for 2 today, 4 runs scored in the slot, a couple of runs batted in, making a strong case to be a Community First Bank player of the game. If you're tired of big corporate banking, you have a choice in Jefferson County. Community First Bank is at home in Dix, Ina, Woodlawn, and Mount Vernon. Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking. So no adjustment to the Ram lineup as of now. They are going to send Antis out to warm up after a lot of stagnant time here in the top half of the 7th inning. Game is an hour 53 old.
We do have a final.
Oh, yeah?
For the Lady Rams game.
Oh, yeah?
The Lady Rams 16, Cahokia 0.
Gotcha. The Lady Rams softball improves to 4-0 in the South 7 Conference today. They are now 10-0. 10-2, rather, on the seat. Charge my phone. It freezes it up. It's on the charger.
Really?
Leaving me unable to tweet or anything of that nature. Tweet that score real quick. That is the new pitcher, of course. Will be the former shortstop, Rad. Been impressive offensively. Let's see how he does here on the hill. Right-hander getting some warm-up pitches. Shortstop would appear to be Fridge moving over. Maybe. Second baseman is now McNeese, Antoine McNeese. What a game.
Yeah.
Just continues on.
Yes, it does. It's amazing how this kind of game goes. Just, there's no stop. You keep on going. But, yeah, look over and see Jay Bird still warming up his arm a little bit. As nice slide as we have a spectator slides the Gatorade across the parking lot for a perfect strike.
Well done. I have no idea what just happened. I feel like I missed something.
Well, somebody wanted a Gatorade, and one came sliding across the parking lot. We might see another one here.
Oh, I see what you did there. And by you, I mean what you were talking about, kind of. Warm-up pitch time. We got to love it. Lady Rams are now 10-2 on the year. Pulling on the South 7 Rams, trying to get the same feed as far as the conference.
scoreboard keeper here, doing double duty, also running the video camera. Multitasking.
We wouldn't have it any other way in this booth.
Well, you do it.
By this booth, I just mean wherever we are. We prefer to multitask as often as possible. Like we're going to tweet some scores real quick and try to give you the call this one. Normally have a guy for that. As it is 1-0 to Grant Garrett. Got him for a second time here in the seventh. Luckily, we don't go more than 8 usually. 7. So I can just write him down in the 8th inning column. 1-0's coming. Ooh, nice pitch. Yep. Outside corner, 1-1 to Grant.
What's the odds of Grant making it to base and we get to see Tyler Ellis again?
All right. Oh, another side corner again. That's 1-2. 2 outs.
Works fast.
The count with 2 gone, runner on first base. 1 miss, and Garrett's retired on strike to do us through 6.5. 13-0 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball on WMIX.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here's Jeff Schmidt for Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon.
The Equinox continues to really be a strong seller for us with 32 miles per gallon in a crossover. Easy to get in and out of the vehicle. The visibility is excellent, so people really, really like the Equinox. We have a great selection of the Equinox, and we have more coming in every day. So come on in and take one for a test drive. It's really a neat vehicle.
Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
This is your home for Rams Radio, WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Sauget Field, 13-0. Rams on top as we head to the home half of the 7th. Last chance for the Comanches. 3, 5, 6, and 7. Vincent Jackson, the 6th spot, and E.J. Powers. We'll see who comes up in the 6th spot. Or it was Harris who tripled back in the 5th and was held captive at third base. Wasn't allowed to come in and score on a pass ball nor get the inside the park home run.
That's one you sit back and we'll wonder about for.
I still think you send him on that triple. Odds are he's going to make it, get the inside the Parker, energize the team, and see what happens. Down 7-0 at that point. As Jackson's first pitch is low from Anthus, 1-0. But that's just me. Obviously, I'm not a coach by any stretch of the imagination, or umpire, or even dignitary or mind. You name it, it's going to be a strike now on the 1-0. It's 1-1 to Jackson.
You still think if the coach will find something that's going to, give your team a little spark, and that would have definitely done it.
1-1 coming, and that is going to be lifted towards center. Thomas heads back. It's a nice angle on it, makes the play for the first out. And, of course, head coach's wife, Chris Schaefer, of course, just recently gave birth. So he actually is not here at the moment.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
That's who that was. That let us in.
Okay.
That's who he told me he was.
Yeah, that's who it is. That's who it is. And he's back and forth. So I remember him from last season.
And that'll bring up Harris. Tripled his last time up. Fouls went off promptly. 0-1. Bean Insurance postgame show coming up after this. Bean Insurance is an independent agency that can do the insurance shopping for you. Bean Insurance has multiple top insurance companies from which to choose. Great rates for your family. Give Bean Insurance a call at 244-BEAN. That number is 244-BEAN. We await the 0-1 to Harris. Here it comes from Anthus. A lot of S endings there. It's going to be 1-1 as that misses low. Anthus looking for strikeout number 8. That's 7 a day. That's how many he had in a complete game shutout against the the Thumbnail Terriers. He beat one of them.
One of those 2 teams.
It was a shutout. It was a complete game. He beat Carbondale, and he did have 7 strikeouts. Low and away this time. It's 2-1 to Harris. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 7th. Rams on top, 13-0.
Those pages numbers.
No, I wish they were. 2-2 count. It's even. Caught the outside corner on that one. Looking for strikeout number 8. Trying to remember a season high.
He had 9 against Seedale, didn't he?
He had 7 against Seedale. That was fouled up.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. Weber, the opposing pitcher, had 9, however. Oddly enough. Looking through the book, we wait the 2-2 after that one was fouled off. That is going to be lifted. Might escape the infield. Jones getting ready for the play. Skin of the grass. He'll make the catch.
Yeah.
Antis had 7 against Carbondale, 7 against Althoff, 7 right now against Cahokia. When did he last pitch? Before that. Good Lord. Let's see. He pitched against Triad. I didn't keep it. You idiot. That's the first pitch of this at bat. To McNeese.
Will he keep
strike one?
Will he keep this bottom half of the inning going for Cahokia?
He might. 0-1 coming. Fouled off, and it's 0-2.
Keeping the JV Rams busy. They're going after the foul balls.
Antis only had 6.
That's all he had.
Again.
Okay.
Those one people. Triad. As the next one will miss away. How many do you have against Salem? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 against Salem. Hey, it's Scott Gamber. At least somebody who looks like Scott Gamber.
Wow.
This team won 3-2 today.
Scott Gamber. Hey, good game.
Hey, what happened?
Strikeout.
Strikeouts for Antis.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I really don't know.
I got distracted by the Scott Gamber visit to the clubhouse. Either way, it's the end of the ball game. Rams win this one 13-0. We'll bring you the Bean Insurance postgame show coming up. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Life is no easy task for anyone. We all want to better ourselves and our financial situation. Feel like you're going nowhere? Or just ready for a new challenge? Or wanting the college experience without going deeper into debt? Regardless of your answer, Rend Lake College is your vehicle to a brighter future. With over 100 degree and certificate programs, Rend Lake College can put you on the fast track to a new career or to continue your education. More affordable than four-year universities and private schools, you can save thousands of dollars at Rend Lake College. Fall courses begin August 13th with open registration starting April 16th. It's never too early to start thinking about your future. Smaller class sizes mean more focus on you. Smaller enrollments mean more focus on you. And a laid-back atmosphere allowing you the challenge of a great college experience without going deeper into debt. Rend Lake College's counselors are always on hand to help guide you to your new opportunity. Call 437-5321 to set up an appointment or log on to rlc.edu for more information.
Hello, my name's Richard. When my wife had a heart attack, every second felt like an eternity. I wasn't thinking about what hospital had outstanding results or first-class facilities. All I cared about was getting her help fast. Thankfully, I didn't have to think about those things. The ambulance took us to Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. From the second we were admitted, I knew she was in great hands. My wife was immediately treated by an experienced cardiologist. I have no doubt the folks at Good Samaritan saved my wife's life that day. It wasn't until later that I realized Good Samaritan ranks 20% faster than the national average in response time. And they work directly with the prestigious Open Heart program at Washington University. In 2013, Good Samaritan will be opening an all-new regional health center, making their heart care even greater. We're thankful that such quality care exists right here in Southern Illinois.
Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a hospital, raising the bar.
Hi, Roy Schmidt, Ford dealer at Ford Square, Mount Vernon. When it comes to vehicle awards, there's definitely a lot of competition out there, to say the least. The 2012 Ford F-150 has been awarded the Motor Trend Truck of the Year for many reasons. This truck is the most fuel-efficient truck in its class, the toughest and most powerful, too. The F-150 tows the most, up to 11,300 pounds. It hauls the most, up to 3,120 pounds. and it generates the most available power up to 411 horsepower. Take your pick of 9 distinctive models, 4 high-tech engines, 3 box lanes. Whatever you need a truck to do the best, the F-150 lineup delivers. Right now you can purchase a 2011 Ford F-150 that MSRP's at $40,700 and drive away for a little over $31,000. Come see us at Ford Square at 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois, where the best never rests.
If I could see into the future, you know what I want to know? I'd want to know how the whole thing is going to turn out. Did I make the right decisions for my business? Helping my daughter memorize all 50 states in alphabetical order. Did it really matter?
Understanding that the future is about planning, not worrying, is why Erie Insurance is above all in service. Auto, home, business, and life. Your Erie agent is waiting for you.
Your Erie agent in Mount Vernon is the Bean Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 242-6017.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX. The Bean Insurance postgame show starts now.
And we welcome you back to Sauget Field, where the Mount Vernon Rams wrapped up a 13-0 victory over the Cahokia Comanches in 7. Chris Hugo with Jeff Crow alongside. Avery Barton is back to the studio for your Bean Insurance postgame show. Chances are you're paying too much for auto insurance. Discounts await at the Bean Insurance Agency, but you won't know how much you can possibly save until you give them a call. 13 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Rams today. No runs on 4 hits, 3 errors for the Cahokia Comanches. And Jeff, the Rams came out, gave them a good effort today behind Jared Antis. Cahokia tried, got some base hits, just couldn't get any runs across the plate.
Yeah, exactly. That's something that Mount Vernon did, is able to get those runs across there to early inning, there in the first inning, to give Jared a bit of a cushion, and Jared went out and did what he had to do. Pitched very good, pitched a complete game shutout. Cahokia showed signs. They had opportunities there to score. The one big one was the triple that both of us talked about. We thought that he probably could have maybe scored on the in-the-park home run, or went whenever they had a hard time. Mount Vernon couldn't find the baseball, but either way, they stayed on third. Cahokia very much improved. If they wouldn't have given up those 4 runs early and got themselves down, it might have been a little bit different game. But since they did, Mount Vernon just kept on tallying scores across. Jared Antis did what he had to do. The defense behind Mount Vernon, very, very good. But like we said earlier, Chris, Cahokia able to get some nice shots. We've seen a lot of improvement. This team played very good, except for giving up those 4 runs early.
Heartland County post-game stats. The Mount Vernon Rams had 13 runs on 11 hits, no errors. They stranded 6. Cahokia had no runs on 4 hits, 3 errors. They stranded all 4 runners allowed. Jared Antis picks up his 5th win of the year. He had 4 hits allowed, no walks, 8 strikeouts, and a complete game shutout performance. E.J. Powers picks up the loss. 6 2/3 innings worth of work, had 11 hits, 6 runs allowed, 4 of them earned, 7 walks, 3 strikeouts. Took 2 hours and 2 minutes to play this one as we wrapped up at about 6:28. This is your Bean Insurance postgame show. Those were your Heartland Accounting postgame stats. Get started right. Let Heartland Accounting help make your business a success. Heartland Accounting, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B. Your small business expert. Bean Insurance postgame show will roll on after the break. Not much left to do here, but give you a Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game. So we'll take a break. Come back. Give you that. 13-0 your final. The Rams are 14-4 on the year, 4-0 in the South 7 Conference. This is Rams Baseball, the Bean Insurance postgame show on WMIX.
It happens every spring. You need a great quality vehicle. That's where Second Chance Auto comes in. Family owned for the past 32 years. Second Chance Auto has been the cure for spring new car fever. No one has a better selection of vehicles priced under $10,000. Almost all their vehicles come with a generous 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty. There are no dock fees, no shipping fees, and no processing fees like those new car dealerships. Just low prices. Second Chance Auto. Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Call 244-4582. Second Chance Auto.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX. Time now for the Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game.
And we welcome you back to the Bean Insurance Post-Game Show from Sauget Field. Your Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game is Jared Anthus. Complete game shutout, struck out 8, walked none, allowed 4 hits, and 7 innings worth of work. Rams win this one 13-0. Great traditions aren't given. They're earned through hard work and commitment. That's just what we believe in a Community First Bank of the Heartland. Proud sponsors of the Mount Vernon Rams. A great tradition. JV won today 3-2. Lady Rams softball wins 16-0. No word on JV softball if that was played today or not, or if it's going on now, or who win there each. However, Lady Rams win 16-0. So Rams come over, and as of now, through 3 games. Not sure about the fourth. Stay tuned to our Facebook and Twitter for the latest updates. Facebook.com/WMIX Sports Twitter. We're at 94 Sports. For Jeff Crow, any final thoughts?
No, Chris, it was fun. Get back in the saddle here and watch a great win by the Mount Vernon Rams. What a fantastic job they did, and like you said, just going to continue on. And thank you. And people, if you have not seen this team play yet, you have many opportunities to get on out to Brandon Klein Field. Get over to Lincoln Park also and watch the Lady Rams play. Because tell you what, you go see some good ball either way. And also Lady Rams soccer. Make sure you get a chance to see them because they are doing great things also.
They are having a great year.
Yes, they are.
Coming into today, I believe, 5-1 on the year. Somewhere thereabouts. There were 3-1 coming into this week. That is going to do it for us today. We need to go ahead and get out of here from Cahokia. 13-0 your finals. The Rams pick up a big road win to stay perfect in the conference. In fact, both the Rams and Lady Rams are 4-0 in the conference. Get out and support your Mount Vernon baseball and softball. For Jeff Crow, for Avery Barton, back to the studio, for everyone at Withers Broadcasting. On behalf of our sponsors, thank you for listening to Rams Baseball. The final today, Mount Vernon 13, Cahokia 0. I'm Chris Hugo. So long from St. Clair County.
Thank you for listening to Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and online at mywithersradio.com. Rams Baseball has been presented by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Banterra Bank. Banking with local style. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored in part by Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us, Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a hospital. Raising the bar. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. Rend Lake College. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Heartland Accounting, All Stars and Stitches, Bean Insurance, Central Christian Church, and People's National Bank. Your home for news, talk, sports, and America's best music. WMIX.